Hey, to the Lady Luck Club. What is going on? It's been a week. Oh, man. Y'all, I cannot tell you all how much I missed you guys. I have been sick, head cold, work, all the above. Oh, my good Lord. Yeah, I still have a head cold. I was gonna like turn on my camera and then I was like, yeah, my nose keeps running. Oh my God. Hey, y'all come on in here. If I pause and it's because I have to sneeze or cough in between. Oh, what is going on? Happy Friday to all of you all. Candace, you dumb heifer. I heard you out here having goblins and ghouls and ghosts in your dreams, girl. What's going on with you? Y'all, Candace need to be admitted into a mental health facility. You can't make this stuff up. Candace, you clown. I know you listen. Why do you keep dreaming with dead people in it? You understand that's not biblical or anything. God's still trying to figure out, like, how did we get here? Can't make this up. Candace having visions and dreams with dead people. Candace, you supposed to let the dead be what they are, dead. Yeah, you trying to disrupt and disturb the dead. And I don't understand. You want to have them in your visions and your dreams. I don't care if it was September 11th or January 15th. You don't sit here and have visions and dreams with dead people in it and think that God is okay with that. That's not how that works, girl. You got whole scriptures in the Bible with this. So Candace doesn't read the Bible. Nor is she a Christian, I guess, because I don't know what she's doing. All that witchcraft, girl. You better keep that nonsense over there. Keep that witchcraft to yourself, Candace. You dumb cult leader. You can't make this up. How y'all doing? Shout out to all of you all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. What is going on? Oh, the Nathan White got a new video. Susan Q, how you doing? Y'all, shout out to all of you all. Mr. B5, how you doing? To be or not to be? I know, honey. It's this head cold. That's the question. Shakespeare. What's going on? Susan Q, hi, Elsie. I missed you. I missed you guys as well. Hi, Sage. Shout out to my mods. How you doing, dear heart? How's the family? Hope all is well. Shout out to all my mods, to the members, to the supporters, all of you all, even the trolls and the cult members, to all the candy asses out there. I know you guys will miss me. They'll be in here soon. Oh, you can't make this up. Y'all make sure you come in and hit that like button. We got to get the likes up this year on these videos. Let's get this channel growing. We're still on the road to 50,000. I take 4 days off. Not by my choice, though. By force. Because of work. And being cold. And having head cold. That doesn't mean that we're not growing in the LLC. So, let's hit that like button and get these videos up. Keep them up in that dumb YouTube algorithm. Yeah, the one that gets on all of our nerves. What's going on? I miss you guys. Y'all hit that like button and let me know what number like you all are. Hey, y'all. Brokeback said, what's up? Don't forget time travel. Oh, Lord. How bad is this, Candace? How crazy did you go? See, you haven't had me to come on live and put you in check this week. You know, I got to call her heifer at least once a day. She knows the drill. Got to call her heifer once a day. Got to sit here and talk about how she's a cult leader. You know, we got to do the normal things. It keeps her at bay a little bit. This whole, you having visions and dreams and time traveling with dead people and all this other stuff, girl. You need to go to a mental health facility, Candace. You need to cry on somebody's couch 4 days a week. No less than 4 days a week. And when I say cry on somebody's couch 4 days a week, you need to be bawling your eyes out, telling this psychiatrist how much you truly were in love with Charlie Kirk. Because you don't want to say the hard part out loud, so I'm going to say it for you. Candace Owens was in love with Charlie Kirk. The end. Can't make this out. She was in love like hell. She won't even let the dead rest. You're disrupting him at a point where he is no longer he's not here to deal with you, and you still won't let him be. Candace, leave Charlie Kirk alone. Hey, this has got to be some form of harassment upon the dead. You can't make this. That is harassing the dead. Daily Wire's done a video, and I am ready for a long live stream. I hope you all are. Y'all better hit that like button and go get you some popcorn and Kool-Aid. Weird. Weird. Go get you some popcorn and Kool-Aid. Because we got a long night, y'all. It's been our whole week. Y'all, this is about to be something else. The Daily Wire. Let's pull them up. Y'all, you can't make this up. I might start with that one. Candace, you done pissed these people off now. They ain't got a whole video going with you in it. Oh, man. Let's see here. Which one is it? Oh, shoot. I got to, is it Daily Wire Plus? Oh, Lord. Hold on. Do I know the name of the video? I might not even be on the right channel. Is it with Joshua Carr? Is that something else? Oh, Candace. I'm here for them to mock the hell out of you. We're here for it. Yeah, it's so funny. Hold on, let me share my screen so y'all can tell me which video it is. I hope all of you all are doing well. I miss you guys. I did. I missed you guys. It's just been a week. It's been a week between work and this head cold, y'all. It's been a week. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Can y'all tell me which Daily Wire video this is? I have not. I am loving their videos. What's going on, Colleen? How you doing? The Bible forbids talking with the deaf. Exactly. Candace don't read no Bible. Candace is not reading the Bible. She's talking about she going to mass. Who knows what she's praying to at this point? You can't make this up. Yeah, she just harassing Charlie Kirk. She was like, you know what? If I couldn't harass him in life, I'm gonna harass him in death. And he can't even be aggravated about it. You know, it's not even fair because he can't respond. You can't just say, leave me alone. Goodness, you're not even giving him a chance to tell you to leave him the hell alone. He's not even here to. He's not even able to say, I'm going to issue a cease and desist against Candace if she don't leave me alone from the grave. Like, he can't even do that. Candace, leave this man alone. He is no longer here with us. He can't even defend himself, and you still harassing him. She didn't harass him like this when he was alive. The last 6 months he was on Earth. Like, she didn't bother with him like that. She knows she didn't. Don't wait till he died and then want to have a conscience about something and then want to harass him. Well, this is not the time for it. Leave him alone. Well, Candace, you dumb demon. You can't make this stuff up. Yeah, she don't read about y'all. My tactical guy yeeted off of YouTube. What? What is going on? Got yeeted off of YouTube? Candace, why you over here messing with Paramount Tactical? Because I know you had something to do with that. You clown. I know you had something to do with that, Helpful. You can't make this up. Didn't he go live? I saw him live the other day. What am I wrong with that? Hey, y'all. Hey, Moonface. How you doing? Hey, Moss. Look at it, Colleen. Did you know why? Hey, Stacey. How you doing? Yeah, everybody speak to everybody. She's headed straight for a lawsuit from TPUSA. I told them last month on Twitter X they need to sue her. When they decided they weren't going to do that live stream debunking her, that's when they messed up. I'm going to be honest. They should have still did that live stream. Erica Kirk flew to the state of Tennessee to go have a conversation with this crazy ass girl, Candace Owens, whose name I'm still questioning because, you know, Candace, we're still questioning if that's your real name. And now look what's happened. Nothing has changed. Nothing has stopped. All she did was like Okay, let me go Hulk, smash, smash, and then go steroid mode. And now here we are because Sugar Booger. Candace, correct is wick. You're not supposed to double down on that. Candace need help. Girl, we will pray for you, but I just, I'm not in the mood for Casper the Friendly Ghost to come visit me because of you. Oh Lord, you can't help but laugh. This buffoonery she's been keeping up with. You're sick, Candace. You're sick in your head. Whether you're alive or asleep. We can't even trust you to go to sleep now because you stirring up trouble in your sleep. You can't make this up. This man will not have any peace. He's got this girl stalking him after life. Like, now dreams aren't safe. Can't make this up. Candace. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, they suppressing Paramount Tactical Channel and Jay Witt. They suppressing truth tellers and promoting the nutcase. Yeah, that's just so crazy, moon phasing. They do that all the time. Yeah, you guys have to make sure we come out in mass in these videos and support the content creators that are telling the truth. I bless God for the 30,000 plus supporters that I have here in the LLC. Let's share the videos and get more people watching. Hit the like button. Keep the videos in the algorithm because the candy ass cult members would love nothing more, and the bots, than for our videos to be suppressed. I'm not asking for money. Look, I'm like Artie Trolls. I'm not asking for money. I'm asking for you all to hit that like button and subscribe to the LLC. Subscribe to the truth tellers, to the people who are still going to invoke logic and reason, and that are still sitting here saying that Candace Owens needs to check her ass into a mental health facility. My Lord. Oh, Candace, you crazy as hell. You can't make this Oh, Mushi Lucy says, LLC, you're hilarious. You're sassy and laughing. Thank you. Candace podcast channel. Okay, I'm on the wrong one. Let me go to the Candace podcast channel. Because Candace, they own that channel, girl. They own it. Can't make this up. Now, you can't get back because they own this channel. And they
well, I've got a friend with a book.
Yo, is it? Which video is it? They own the channel. And they sitting here and they laughing at her ass. Is it a word from my sponsor? Egyptian Air. I've been going that long. Did I see this one? Obsessed with me? Oh, let's see this. Y'all, let's watch this one.
That I genuinely feel like...
Hold on. Candace, what am I going to see? Yeah, you about to get real mad. You can't have everybody shut down on YouTube because you don't like it. That's stifling free speech. The First Amendment is not just for Candace Owens. The dumb coat obviously still have not mastered reading. In the 4 days, I have not been able to go live. You can't make this up. You don't get to just stifle free speech, the First Amendment, because you don't like it. We don't care. Candace does not run this country. Candace Amber Owens Farmer, if that's her real name, is not the queen of the United States of America. She does not dictate or predicate how the First Amendment is not only interpreted, but applied to all. She doesn't have to like it. Get your ass off social media. Go take a nap and then tell us what happens in that. Can't make this up. Yeah, you're going to have people just making fun of you. They're going to make fun of you. You're going to have to grow a spine and get the hell over it. That's what you're going to have to do. Yeah, I get called names all the time by her dumbass cult members. Do you think I sit here? I don't just stop going live and doing videos because of that. I don't go after them trying to shut down their channels like that simply because they called me a name. Why are they being sensitive? It's so funny to me how they so sensitive and yet they lie like hell. They don't care that their cult leader is talking to dead people in her sleep. And they claim to be Christians and read Bibles. You can't make this up. Yeah, we're here for this. I don't mind fact checking. But Candace, you shutting down people's channels and stuff for what? Candace don't have a spine, y'all. You can't make this up. Okay, so I see these 3 videos, y'all. What's going on, y'all? My moms are up in here. I appreciate you all. Y'all, we are here. We are on it. One love, fam. One love. One love. What's going on, Mission? How you doing? Y'all good? All right, y'all. Listen, this is the Candace Owens podcast that Daily Wire still owns because they own it. Candace, they own it. Get over it, girl. This is one of the 3 videos that I saw. This is from 9 days ago. How did you see this? So we're gonna check this out. I guess we'll check out the other one, y'all. Y'all ready? Put a one in the chat where you can see it here. Let's get to it.
Feel like that I genuinely feel like when you break up with someone and you have a crazy ex, that was how it felt like being fired from the Daily Wire. Daily Wire, the Daily Wire, the Daily Wire, the Daily Wire, from the Daily Wire, the Daily Wire, the Daily Wire, Andrew Clavin, my crazy ex-boyfriend, Andrew Clavin. The Daily Wire, have a Daily Wire. He does some stuff, the Daily Wire. The Daily Wire, the Daily Wire, the Daily Wire, at the Daily Wire, the Daily Wire, the Daily Wire, and from the Daily Wire, and the Daily Wire, the Daily Wire, from the Daily Wire, take the Daily Wire, the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro, Dave Smith. The answer to this question might get you kicked off the Daily Wire. I had to laugh at that. That's really funny. The Daily Wire, and the Daily Wire, my psycho ex-boyfriend, Daily Wire, Reagan Conrad, Jeremy Boring, the Daily Wire, Daily Wire, Daily Wire with the Daily Wire, and the Daily Wire. Brett Cooper out at the Daily Wire, Daily Wire, the Daily Wire, the Daily Wire, the Daily Wire, Daily Wire, the Daily Wire, Daily Wire. Sign up for the Daily Wire. So I got fired from the Daily Wire. We're like, she's done, she's toast. The Daily Wire, the Daily Wire, the Daily Wire. Ben Shapiro, fuck you and the midget horse that you rode in on.
Candace, you clown. Did I like it when it's like a clap back at her? How you not like a clap back? I thought you were raised in the hood, girl. Oh, bougie ass. Yeah, this is the one about the Egyptian plane. A word from our sponsor. Okay, let's get to it. Candace, we're gonna laugh at you all night, girl.
You should be obsessed with traveling, not just the destination, but the experience of getting there. When you travel with us, you'll feel warmth, you'll feel welcome, and you'll feel watched. Because every seat comes with the peace of mind of knowing someone is following you with 2 planes. This is what you can expect when you fly with. At Egyptian Air, we definitely never mix up our time zones, flight numbers, or flight times. We know every journey is your personal business. After all, your personal business is our business, is our motto. Egyptian Air, wherever you travel.
Candace, you clown. That's what the hell you get. That's good. Oh, we will follow. Candace, is that how you talk to Charlie in your sleep? You can't make this. We will follow. Because you know that demonic nonsense you keep doing. Yeah, she welcomes in demons and stuff, but she won't sit here and take a joke. You're insane, Candace. Girl, ain't nobody scared of you. You can't make this stop.
On one episode.
So we got some Milk Bar, you all. Shout out to Milk Bar TV. Yeah, he's pushing through strong. We appreciate that. Milk Bar TV has a couple videos I have not seen, and then we got some Candace Owens videos. Y'all, how bad was it this week? Y'all tell me how bad was her shows this week, because it's a show. Candace, all you do is put on a dumb show. Okay, you're not a reporter. You're not an investigator. You know, you're not even a researcher. You don't read. You're not even a reader of books. You know, you're trying to sit here and soundbite Kanye West. I heard that's about as much as I heard. How bad was it this week, y'all? Oh, frankly, my dear. Oh, how you doing? Many horses, the new one. Y'all, I saw. It was only 3 there. Did I miss a video? We'll go back to it. I want to get to so glad you are back. I have a cold also. Winter bug going around at work. Yes, it is. It is. Shout out to you, Ben's. I hope you get better, honey. I hope you get better. A threat. Her shows this week were IQ killers. Oh Lord. Was it really bad? It was horribly unhinged this week. Candace, are you showing everybody your demonic side? What are we doing? She's unmasking the veil. She's like, hey, I want you all to see my claws this time. Poor child, Candace, if you were this bad, I'm gonna have a really good time laughing at you. Your demonic nonsense, girl. It ain't gonna get you but so far. You know, make God mad if you want to. He'll show you. He'll sit your little ass down. You can't make this up. It was this bad. Oh my good God. Oh, that camera. That camera, y'all. Bad, very bad. She mocked the Iranian people fighting for freedom. Candace. Candace gets confused between movies and reality. Clearly she does. Next week, the aliens did it, child. It wouldn't be the aliens. It'd be her home planet. You know, the Ewoks. Candace. Unga bunga ninga muga. Nika muga ninga bunga. That's her native tongue, y'all. You got to speak to her native tongue sometimes. You just, you know, ET phone home is not enough. You got to really go there. Because we don't speak cope with, you know, I'm trying to figure out the Ewok language. Girl, you alien. Will you get the hell off our planet and leave us alone? Can't make this. Yeah, I'm just laughing at Candace being an actual Martian with a green body. Picture this. Sicily, 1943. Candace been here for at least 6 good decades. It's just whatever they got flowing in their body on their planet doesn't let her age like it should. It's the only way you can just really take this in, because Candace, otherwise you would have everybody angry at you. You have no idea. If you were this unhinged, everybody say you're unhinged. Candace, go get some help. All right, you need a psychiatrist. You know, the one that went to medical school. God, they need to give her some medication. Or just take a Benadryl. Yeah. Or, you know, we will not disrupt you this weekend, from you and George having your sugar booger time, you know, because crack is whack. But if it means you calming down, we will permit you to have this weekend. Enjoy your binge. You can't make this up, man. The mini horse. Hey, Carol, how you doing? Yeah, high candy. You telling me high candy? Shapeshifter. I bet Haley Wine does a video on time traveling to aliens next. I hope so. Candace said she was an alien. Candace just writes the material for everyone. I know, right? Hey, girl. How you doing? She's making big bucks. Yeah, we know that. Tell her to give me $100. Taboo. Frank, send me a super. I haven't been on all week. You can't make this up. Y'all hit that like button. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Y'all, let's get to Milk Bar TV. Shout out to him. If I can get one of the moms to drop his YouTube channel link in the chat, go show him some support. Make sure you guys are hitting the thumbs up like button on his video as well as mine. And let's get to this one. We got 2, and then we'll get into her show. Oh Lord, Candace.
Episode, Candace said that she had a dream. This must just all be crazy rantings. Every day, Candace is up on this show like Miss Cleo from the 90s and just like predicting what she thinks happened. It's such a ridiculous way to try to delegitimize the research that we have done. I rarely have
Candace,
vivid dreams. And I did, in fact, have a very vivid one over the weekend. Charlie came to me and he told me that he was betrayed. And I don't know who exactly it is that betrayed him, but I also felt in the dream that
Candace, you're going to disturb this man in death only for him to not tell you who betrayed him. What's the point? Candace, what's the point? See, if somebody comes to you in a vision and they send you a message, they're going to tell you the whole message. They're not giving you this stuff in parts. Unless you enjoy being visited by the dead, which the Bible considers to be witchcraft. You know, that unfamiliar spirit and all. It's demonic. But apparently Candace enjoys this stuff. So whatever. Why would you just not get all the information you need in that one visit? Candace, this is so
It is
dumb.
soon going to be revealed. Which brings me to dreams, by the way. A dream that I had, a very vivid dream, whereupon Charlie told me that he had been betrayed. And so he's been betrayed. That's it. I had a dream. I had a dream. I had a dream. And like I said, this one was clear. Charlie told me that he was betrayed. He actually said more than that, actually. But we're fishing, right? So let's be patient. Loving your emails, telling me about your dreams. People in Turning Point had dreams. There was one young woman who emailed me and said, Candace, like, I just have to tell you, the week leading up to this, I had a very vivid dream about so-and-so at the company and 6 snakes that were around him. There was many people who dreamed, for whatever reason, the number 6
demonic.
was in their dreams in terms of...
Candace, if you go 666, that's a demon. You still not learning anything in church, I see. You know, aliens don't really absorb information well here on Earth. Maybe Candace got to plug herself in. You know, like a lamp with a cord. Candace, did you come with a recharged battery pack? Because you don't have a brain. So what are you using to function? Can't make this up. Candace, you're proving to us that this is demonic. That's what you're doing. All right, Lord, I guess we're going to have to pray while we listen to this stuff because, you know, we don't need these demons coming from Candace through our computer screen.
A weapon, whatever it was 666 that was appearing. And so I'm kind of going by a vibe that there may be 6 people who betrayed him by the end of this because there was one too many dreams to that effect from people around the world. I've been telling you guys, I have been having a lot of dreams. Pulled my children out of school. I was having this dreams and visions about bees. They laughed at me. Oh, you had a dream. Charlie told you he was... Yeah, Charlie told me that he was betrayed.
Repeatedly saying he was, quote, betrayed.
Candace, what does the bees have to do with betrayal? Bees sting and then they die. Did she know that? Does Candace know that once the bee stings, that they die? How was that threatening? It's almost like Candace, just stand there and let the bee sting you so, you know, the bee will die on his own. Like, what is she thinking here? Shout out to you, Saint. Thank you so much. You guys, check out Milk Bar's YouTube channel. Can't make this up. Here is the YouTube channel link. I appreciate you for posting it up. She literally blamed the Iranian uprising on Netanyahu. She denied they are actually fighting for freedom and said it was just Bibi trying to land grab. You can't make this up. So she has, I told you all, Candace doesn't read. She doesn't keep up with history. She doesn't care what's going on. She just makes fun of these other countries, but she doesn't care about the actual historical context of what's actually happening. Like, you know, her being a journalist is laughable. She doesn't report facts. She treats this like a TV show. This for her is a pre-scripted, pre-recorded TV show. It's just a dumb cult one at that. Candace, being a cult leader does not mean you have to be demonic, but whatever. This is crazy. She was a horrible example of a Catholic improvement they need to bring back insane asylums. What's going on, Wyoming? How you doing? Shout out to my boys, you all. This is crazy. I've never known someone that sit here and talk about Christ as King, obsessed over having visions of the dead when the Bible is clear on that being demonic. And then she's talking about 666.
Betrayed by, quote, everyone.
Yeah, this is music to make it.
Sorry, that was a dream that I had. And mocking us for saying that we had dreams that Charlie was betrayed, or rather mocking me. Many people actually had dreams and they email me at them all the time. They're just going on vibes in a dream on the Candace show. That's it. She had a dream and now she's just blindly pointing the finger at everybody. The medical examiner, Dr. Gidra Smith-Amaro, also someone that in my dream, Charlie told me I should look into, literally woke myself at 4 a.m. in the morning, and I said, I just had a dream that we have to look into the Wilkes brothers. I had another vivid dream. The dream was so vivid. It was like, if you've ever seen Harry Potter, and like when they have like the chessboard scene, and they're having a wizard war, but they're playing a game of chess. Ben was one of the pieces. So the question becomes, who exactly is making these terrible PR decisions? Like, who thinks, yeah, what we need to do today is we have to attack the dream. Just go at it and do not let up on the dream. I think it's someone who feels personally victimized by the dream. Show of hands, who feels personally victimized by Candace Owens' dreams?
Yeah, because she can see you all holding your hands up through that camera. Yeah, because she's an alien. She can physically see people raising their hands. Yep. All those damn bots and cult members raising their hands. She's able to see all of that. I guess she's able to teleport through time and space. Candace, when the hell are you going to leave our planet alone and go back to your own? You can take your cult members with you. We won't stop you. You can even create your own version of YouTube on your planet. You don't have to sit here and torture us. Why? Humanity is fine without you. Before you landed here on Earth, or consider yourself born, humanity did okay without you on it. And humanity will continue to go forward and prosper without you here on Earth. Like, you can go back to your home planet and it will not make a difference. I can promise you that. You can't make this up. George, pack the kids up, make some sandwiches, and go board the starboard. Go back to that moon that belongs to Pluto. You can't make this up. Your wife is insane, George, and she's in love with Charlie Kirk,
Today, I feel that it is time to tell you the entirety of the repeat dream that I was having in those early weeks. Charlie and I went to Israel together when he was eating hummus. He's like, this is the best hummus I've ever tasted in my life. We were there in this dream setting for Bibi Netanyahu's wife's funeral. That's just the context of it. I don't make the rules of Dream World. And obviously, as we were sitting there, it didn't strike me as weird, because when you're...
Candace, who makes the rules for dreams in your head? Because it's not God. God doesn't orchestrate visions and dreams with dead people. The Bible is not lying upon itself. It's not going to do that. It is what it is. So if God is not orchestrating your dreams and visions, who is? Because you're not. Obviously, you just said you don't have any control over it. I don't know why. See, crack is whack. You stop doing stuff that would probably give you all these hallucinations, and you might be able to control your thoughts and your dreams and visions a little bit better. This is the idea of Candace being high as hell, y'all, around the house, talking about, George, I want a salad. Make me a salad, George. Make me feel good, George.
In your dream state, everything that happens.
And then she calls him Charlie. And he's like, wait, what did you describe you? Charlie. Because she's in love with Charlie Kirk. George, you ought to feel like crap right now. You have a wife with 4 kids that is in love with another man who's deceased. You should feel like crap. All right, what are you going to do about it, George? That's the question. What are you going to do about it? Your wife is in love with Charlie Kirk, who's deceased. What are you going to do about it, George Farmer? Yeah, just email me and let me know.
For some reason, feels like, oh yeah, this is totally normal. When you're in a dream and you go, who, or you try to speak in the dream, and then suddenly you're actually speaking in real life, and you start to wake yourself up from the dream by accident. That's what kept happening. Whenever I would try to listen to what he was saying, it sounded like he was underwater. So I was frustrated by this. I can't get to the part where you tell me who betrayed you. It wasn't until the 3rd week after his death that finally one face came through in this dream. It came through as clear as day from around the corner of the restaurant. And
that's a good question, Wyoming. What's the deal about all these dreams she having? I think she's making them up because it bothers folks. I've never heard her talk about dreams when she was saying once upon a time either. Oh my God, yes. What's going on? How you doing? I don't know what Candace's deal is. I mean, Candace, she's high. She's high as hell, that's for sure. The hallucinations are somehow in her mind real. Candace, you can't mix drugs with like sleeping pills and stuff like that. You know that, right? You can't mix that stuff up. And then you can't have like alcohol. Don't drink a glass of wine or anything. You know, the sugar booger and the wine and whatever else you taking that Andrew Tate is handing you. You can't take those things all at one time. You're only like 105 pounds. That stuff is going to have a profound effect on your body. She's probably seen Mickey Mouse, the Smurfs, Cookie Monster, Big Bird, Snuffleupagus, and E.T. all at the same time. she right before she goes to sleep. So who knows how crazy her visions are when her hallucinations have got to be a whirlwind. And add on top of that, she's a damn alien. You can't make this.
It was Andrew Kolbetz. I said, I rarely have vivid dreams, but I had one clear as day this weekend. Charlie came to me. I believe his soul is in purgatory, and I believe that you know much more than you've said publicly or privately. And Andrew,
Candace,
part where you tell me who betrayed you. It wasn't until the third week after his death that finally one face came through in this dream. It came through as clear as day from around the corner of the restaurant. And it was Andrew Kolbetz. I said, I rarely have vivid dreams, but I had one clear as day this weekend. Charlie came to me. I believe his soul is in purgatory, and I believe that you know much more.
Candace, you believe that Charlie Kirk's soul is in purgatory? You understand what that means? Does she know what purgatory is? I don't think she understands what that is. Candace, you got to look this stuff up on dictionary.com. I told y'all she don't read worth a damn. Do you understand what you're implying? Her cult members are okay with this. You know, the ones that pretend like they actually like Charlie Kirk and TPUSA when they don't. You cannot make this up. Why are you saying that Charlie Kirk's soul is in purgatory? Isn't that hell? She says she believes that his soul is in hell. Hey, Diane. How you doing? Oh, thank you, Wyoming gal. Shout out to you. Thank you for the $10 super. She's hiding behind the whole dream thing so Andrew Kovic can sue her for defamation. She can claim that she didn't accuse Andrew of assassination. She just had a dream. Child, I hope they sue her because that's the only way to get her attention. Definitely to get her mad and pissy. Candace, a lawsuit is the only way for your ass to learn how we operate here on Earth. This is purgatory. Purgatory is hell, Candace. I kind of figured that, Juju. Catholics believe it. How you doing, Diana? What's going on? Hey, Heather. I'm sorry. Did I speak to you? I'm sorry, dear. How you doing, Heather Rose? Catholics believe in purgatory. That's what I'm like. What? Why is she saying that Charlie Kirk's soul is in purgatory? Candace, he is not. Leave him alone. Stop obsessing over Charlie Kirk. You're obsessed over Charlie Kirk. We know you're in love with him. You tell us this every day, every time you're talking about dreaming about the man. Y'all, Candace really dream about him running on the beach holding her hand with a six-pack with just some swim trunks on. And then they just kind of run up to like two kids they had together. All this in her head. That's what she really dreaming about. She don't want to tell nobody that. She want to sit here and accuse Charlie Kirk's soul of being in purgatory before she actually admits that she's in love with him, wish she married him and had two kids with him. That she wanted to be his wife. Like, that's easier to admit, but why won't she just admit that? Candace, you're in love with Charlie Kirk. George ought to feel real small and stupid right now. You can't make this up. You know, he'll just run to his buddies in the Bully Down Club. Boys Club, we understand. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not like you really like women like that anyway. So, instead of her just saying, I'm in love with Charlie Kirk and I wish I married him and had two kids with him. She'd rather sit here and say that his soul is in purgatory, in hell. Candace, that's so evil. You can't make this up. Bella says she's going after Erica for people to hate her and destroy TPUSA. She's also going after Trump because Candace is a leftist and always has been. She used Republican for more popularity. I do believe that. I believe that. I believe that she became conservative just to get a leg up. Candace, I don't have to do that. Me being the queen of YouTube, I don't have to sit here and take advantage of one political platform over the other to get a leg up. Either you're talented or you're not. That's it. Candace is not talented. She's an alien, but she's not talented. You came here and you can't sing, you can't rap, you can't write poetry. You can throw your little ass in a rap video. You can't even dance. You have no talent, no skill. You don't want to read. You dropped out of college. You have nothing to offer humanity. Absolutely nothing. So when you all start realizing she has nothing to offer humanity, then it's easy to see why she just leeches off of people. Why she leached off of a political platform, off of the idea of being a conservative to try to get ahead, because she has no other talent, no other pathway to achieve a goal. She still doesn't know how to debate. She can't report information or anything. If she wasn't doing this channel, her show, she would be doing nothing. Candace, that's how useless you are, girl. That's why I don't understand why she just won't tell the truth. Just tell the truth. You're in love with Charlie Kirk. It's that simple. Everybody can see through this. Why would you want someone you love to be in purgatory? That's dark. It's almost like you want him there out of vindication, not because you feel that he belongs there. Like, it's just ridiculous. Who says stuff like this? And then talk about Christ as king. Jesus said, leave his name out your mouth, you alien. You can't make this up. All right, y'all. Come on, half a...
Than you've said publicly or privately. And Andrew Colbert never answered. Yeah, Andrew Colbert, I think my dream might have meant something. And that's why you've been completely freaked since. To come for Candace Owens and to try to paint her as a crazy person because she had a dream. And I'm sticking with the dream. To have people then mock me for saying that I had a dream. It is so deep. It is a knowing. It's not even a feeling. It's a knowing. It's not a dream to me. It's like a prophecy. It's like Charlie was betrayed. I don't know what else to say to you. But I encourage you all to dream. My dreams have been positive, and I know when the world learns the truth, it is going to have a drastic effect upon humanity. Just lives inside of me that Charlie Kirk knew he was going to die. How was he so certain that he was going?
Y'all, this is the second Milk Bar video. Shout out to Milk Bar TV. He did this video yesterday, I think. Charlie Kirk warned for years about violence on the left, and then you got Candace here creating violence. Do the Democrats want her back? They can have her. I'm apolitical, so I get to. I get to speak my views regardless. Because conservatives don't want you no more, Candace. They told you to get the hell out. They're booting you out the frat house. You got to go. If the Democrats want her back, they can have her. Otherwise, Candace, you and your cult and your alien friends are just going to have to create something else on your own. You can't make this up. I'm still blown away at her saying Charlie Kirk is in purgatory. Like, why would you wish someone's soul to be in hell? Why would you even speak that? Why would you let that come out of your mouth? Yeah, I call you a heifer all the time, but you are a heifer. But that's a cow. That's a moo cow. You saying someone's soul is in hell is a lot more serious. This is insane. It's madness. This girl needs to be checked into a mental facility.
It was inside of me that Charlie Kirk knew he was going to die. How was he so certain that he was going to die young?
The
can't
left
make
is
this up.
creating a pressure cooker with so many of their rank and file paramilitary troops that very well might result in one of us getting shot or killed. God
Which
forbid
out?
that happens. We're getting death threats every single day here on the Charlie Kirk Show.
The media is bad at pattern recognition. We aren't. Just 2 years ago, another trans 20-something walked into a Christian school in Nashville with a rifle and shot 3 kids and 3 adults. They buried the manifesto and locked down the case. We've seen trans shootings in Colorado and in Maryland. They even shot up an ICE facility in Texas. And it seems like half of Antifa's trans. A couple of they-thems just got popped for firebombing Teslas.
And I always tell people, don't get guns. It'll make you less safe. I'm going to make an exception here for trans people.
Hey, James, thank you.
They are actually in danger. They have had hundreds of laws passed.
Thank you so much, James. I want to just give a shout out. I see I have a couple supers here. So we got Wyoming Gallon. Thank you so much, James Rest, for the is this the $5 pound? That's a new one. Hey, Lady Luck, love the channel, and thanks for calling this Wicked Witch out. Yes, absolutely, Candace. We all know you the Wicked Witch of YouTube, and I'm the queen. So, because she gets to be a cult leader, I can call myself the queen of YouTube. Candace, this evil demonic nonsense you doing, and then you talking about somebody's soul in hell. Why would you? His kids have to see these videos, That's what's so crazy. Thank you so much, Jane Rest. Shout out to you for the super. I truly appreciate your generosity. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, it's just, yeah, he was already catching death threats and stuff. Is it not enough that, shout out to you, Xamara. How you doing, honey? Is it not enough that Charlie and Erica Kirk were already catching death threats? Now she's catching even more death threats, along with kidnapping threats against her and her 2 children, who are toddlers. She has like a 3-4-year-old as the oldest. She has toddlers. And they're catching kidnapping threats and death threats to innocent kids that did nothing to no one. All because this crazy ass donkey of a heifer, Candace Amber Owens Farmer, is in love with Charlie Kirk. And too much of a coward to say that. But she'll say that his soul is in purgatory. Make this make sense. This has got to be the most evil and vile things, Candace, that you've ever said. Wishing someone's soul to damnation, to hell, speaking that into existence, has got to be evil. And all because he didn't pick you. You want to be pick me, girl? Can't make this up. So, George Farmer, obviously, Candace is trying to show you that you're not enough. Enjoy your boys' club.
The media is bad at pattern recognition. We aren't. Just 2 years ago, another trans 20-something walked into a Christian school in Nashville with a rifle and shot 3 kids and 3 adults. They buried the manifesto and locked down the case. We've seen trans shootings in Colorado and in Maryland. They even shot up an ICE facility in Texas. And it seems like half of Antifa's trans. A couple of they-thems just got popped for firebombing Teslas.
And I always tell people, don't get guns. It'll make you less safe. I'm going to make an exception here for trans people. They are actually in danger. They have had hundreds of laws passed against them. They have right-wing media ginning up fear against them 24/7. They are targeted more than any other group in America. And if anyone should get guns, it should be trans Americans.
Our hearts go out to the trans community as they are under attack right now.
The only thing I will say is if you vote yes on this bill and yes on these amendments, I hope the next time there's an invocation, when you bow your heads in prayer, you see the blood on your hands.
Will you be pleading guilty? What? No, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Hey! Stop!
Go away from me! Go away! Go away from me!
Jesus, get away from me!
Go away
you
from
fucking
me.
crazy fucking
Get
thing!
away from
I
me!
know, right?
It's interesting. They had a clip.
Wait a minute. What just happened? This is ridiculous. It's called battery. Why they didn't go to jail?
Get away from me!
Go away
you
from
fucking
me.
crazy fucking
Get
thing!
away from me!
It's interesting. They had to clear out this entire room. It threw a curveball in our entire day.
Yeah.
But it was actually one of the greatest things because I was like, wow, they're actually doing their job to protect him from someone assassinating him.
This is my question.
Someone's going to
Are
try
you
to
concerned
assassinate
about that? Yeah.
But what I saw today actually gave me a lot of hope that the Secret Service is really taking their job seriously. I know people have to wait long lines, and I say, okay, well, do you want him to be protected or not? And I think people understand that. Am I worried? Worry is not the right word. I'm afraid someone's going to try. And because what else do they have left?
Charlie Kirk knew he was going to die. How?
It really helps now that I can text the FBI director. That is very helpful. Hey, Cash, here's a social media post. They say they want to murder me. On it.
So do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
Tyler James Robinson.
Robinson's mother explained that over the last year or so, Robinson had become more political and had started to lean more to the left, becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. She stated that Robinson began to date his roommate, biological male who was transitioning genders.
Trans, it's a trans person. We've talked about this and and like, I just knew spiritually as soon as I found out that Charlie got hit that this was bigger than that. I just knew.
What?
All right, you guys.
Oh, Candace, this is why he didn't marry you. Because I see deep down, Charlie Kirk saw through Candace Owens, the alien that she is. He saw through that. And I'm not trying to tap into his love life or anything like that. I'm just saying, Candace, you're not hard to figure out. You can't make this up. He saw through her. He saw through her. He knew exactly what she was. How she felt about Israel and the Jewish community. He saw through all of that. He was like, hell no. Nope. And now she's sitting here talking about his soul is a purgatory. Like, why would you wish that, though? If you walk around talking about Christ as king, why would you say that? Never mind the whole Bible. You wish damnation upon others, then you bring it upon yourself. You know, it's called you reap what you sow, Candace. You dumb alien, you will reap what you sow. I hope you know that. So what? Your follower called me heifers back. Because that's the worst. I call you a heifer. I would never say Candace Owens' soul is in purgatory. Like, that's absolutely horrible to say that. It is even a boundary I wouldn't cross. And I say anything. You can't make this up. What's y'all? So here we are. This is the episode from 4 days ago, y'all. Y'all said it's been crazy this week. So we just gonna let this run through. Candace. I'm gonna speed this up because I know you said some dumb things. And yeah. Because this is his soul is in purgatory, Candace. Why would you say, like, why would you wish that? You can't make this up. Why that disturbs me, I don't, Candace, have a conscience and a soul. You can't make this up. Nothing wrong with just, okay, let me leave him be. He didn't marry me. He didn't give me 2.5 kids and a big house and, TPUSA, a whole company. But let me just be happy with what I have here. Is that why she's having all these kids to overcompensate for what she's lacking? Or what George is lacking? You can't make this. Oh, what's going on, everybody? How you doing, Mira? Lovely to see you here. Finally, LLC is live today. I know. How you guys doing? Oh, my goodness. Happy Friday to you. See, Star, what's going on? I think she wants to tank Charlie's reputation. Oh, yeah. She wants to destroy this man's whole life. Any and everything that he represented, she's trying to single-handedly tear it down because he didn't pick her. That's what this comes down to. I'm telling you all. It comes down to Candace Owens being a scorned woman. Because hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. I want y'all to keep that scripture in mind. The word of the month here in the LLC is hypocrisy for a reason. Candace, you are the biggest hypocrite that's ever crash landed upon our planet. You Ewok. She is a woman scorned, and she's just retaliating all this nonsense upon anything and anyone that reminds her of Charlie Kirk, because she refuses to be a big girl and face the fact he didn't pick her. And now she wants to be scorned. You can't make this up. There's no such thing as purgatory in the Bible. Exactly. God. She just, it's clear Candace seriously there answering your question. Even Charlie answered her questions by leaving his concerns behind on his videos. Exactly. No purgatory in the Bible, Candace. 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 There you go. Yeah, I mean, and to even say that you wish someone soul to hell is wishing damnation upon them. You don't get to do that, Candace. You don't get to do that. Leave him alone. You're already upset that he didn't pick you. We get it, Candace. Leave Charlie Kirk alone. Stop obsessing over him. You're brooding and obsessing over him. That's nothing more than Candace unraveling. She's sick in her head. She's having a psychotic breakdown. And we all saw this coming. And you can't make this up. George, do us all a favor. Drop her ass off at the nearest mental health facility and leave her there for a good 2 weeks. We don't have to see Candace again until February. March 1st. Let her go there and be there till March 1st. That way we can all enjoy any and everything else happening in life. You can't pick this up. Now she wants to sit here and torture this man. Who's dead. He's dead. Never mind his wife, his kids, nothing. Candace don't even care about her own kids. Because they've got to grow up and wonder, why is my mom obsessing over somebody that's not my daddy? Like, seriously. So she's gonna pay the price for this. God knows how to get you, Candace. God knows how to get you back. He knows how to sit you down. He knows how to ensure that you eat your words. He knows how to do it, and he will. Candace, you got it coming. All right, y'all, let's get to this. This is the episode for Monday, I believe. And then we're just going to run through from there. Buckle up, get your popcorn and Kool-Aid. Let's go.
Guys, let's get started. Happy Monday. You are not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. You probably will believe it at this point because all of it's so unbelievable that we now believe it. Well, last week, we obviously brought you a pretty explosive episode wherein we discussed Liberty University. Because when did Charlie's organization make a sudden switch? Suddenly, everybody's discussing faith as opposed to his initial goals focused on the free markets and capitalism. When did Charlie's organization turn into a church? Well, the answer, as we went backward, said it began with him creating the Falkirk Center. And now I am going to reveal to you what exactly happened with the Falkirk Center. Obviously, scandal. Scandal, which I now believe could have led to the fall of both men, actually, Jerry Falwell Jr. and Charlie Kirk. Plus, later on in the show, Megyn Kelly is saying no to the Israel lobby bullying. She gave a powerful statement to Tucker Carlson, who has just been declared an enemy of the state of Israel alongside little old me. I'm not kidding. Welcome back to Candace.
Candace, why the hell are you trying to
Where should we begin, you guys? Let's just say that there have been a lot of misguided PR operations since Charlie Kirk's assassination. And I think that that is putting it mildly, right? A lot of PR blunders, so to speak. Let's see, there was a Operation He Wasn't Catholic Curious, followed by Operation Candace Hasn't Spoken to Charlie.
I don't know. I can't get into my Instagram account. Did she delete all her photos? Candace, you can delete whatever you want. We all know you in love with Charlie Kirk and obsessed over him. That is interesting, though, if she did that. Why would she do that?
In years, followed by Operation LOL Egyptian Planes, followed by Operation Debunk Mitch in Fort Huachuca with baby mama drama. Huachuca mama drama, that was a lot. And I guess what I really mean when I use the word misguided is that whoever is in control of these operations has a bit of a lead foot. You know what I mean? Too much gas on the pedal at all times. The media.
Candace, never mind the fact that Mitch Snow has, 2-3 protection orders granted against him? Yeah, and he refuses to just get damn divorced, trapping his wife into a divorce battle for 10 years. Make that make sense? So the conversations you two had off screen, because we all know you plotting and playing with this nonsense and concocted this stupid ass story that backfired on you. You didn't tell him, why don't you just give the woman a divorce and leave her alone? You couldn't tell him his little weak ass to do that. That little punk is forcing a woman into a marriage with him, as opposed to just saying, I'm going to go ahead and go through this divorce settlement and be done with it. While he gets other girlfriends on the side, because they ought to feel stupid about that. You didn't tell him, you know what, before you cash out this $250,000 that, we're somehow raising for you because, dumb reasons. Give the woman a divorce. Let's not hold her hostage in this. Why do you have all these protection orders? That means you violent. That makes you less credible. In order for our plan and our plot to work, you can't have 3 and 4 protection orders granted against you from all these women. You need to get your shit together. You couldn't tell him that. No, she rather mocks fun of baby mamas, because Candace, you can be one too. George is going to divorce your dumb ass. Keep on, girl.
Force that's being applied to these psychological operations, they go from 0 to 100, has sort of made the panic behind them pretty obvious to us, the public. It feels like there is someone who has a lot of money to spend, but maybe that person who is in control of spending the money happens to be an idiot. Like he's just phoning people up, like, I'll give you $600,000 and have that money transferred in your account with Bitcoin today. If you just say these words, Candace has gone crazy. Charlie wasn't Catholic. Mitch is baby mama's. It's a crazy man. Crazy. Everybody's crazy. The expression used in the UK that my husband uses is rich and thick. That's used to describe a dumbass who has a lot of cash on hand. Okay. Now, frankly, I have to say,
Candace, you're a dumbass without a brain. What does that make you? You heifer. Yeah, we're going to come up with some clever terms to call you, girl. Yeah, she want to sit here and rich and thick. That describes Candace perfectly. A dumbass who's rich as hell. Because, you and George are worth $244 million. That's not little money. And you're about to lose most of it in a Macron lawsuit. Because you're a dumbass. You can't make this up. Yeah, I'm so glad you know how to talk about yourself every once in a while.
Retrospect. The weirdest operation of all, which still persists today in little pockets of the internet, was Operation LOL. Candace has dreams. Why did she talk about her dreams? How dare she discuss her dreams? Only weird people have dreams and then tell others about them.
About herself in the third person?
Dreams are ridiculous. They shouldn't be listened to. So the question becomes, who exactly is making these terrible PR decisions? Like, who thinks, yeah, what we need to do today is we have to attack.
Candace, we asked the same thing of you. Where are you conjuring up these dumbass ideas from with Mitch Snow, the visions, the Egyptian planes that meant nothing, Fort Huachuca that meant nothing? Why are you coming up and just throwing spaghetti at the wall? You could literally talk about a book in your dumbass book club. We can laugh at that too. Yeah, let's all laugh at the idiot on the screen. You can't make this up. Man, my freeze frames are epic. Look at that. Candace, now we're really laughing at you. Yeah, that freeze frame is something else. 10 points for that freeze frame. I just paused, you all. I promise you can't make this up. See, God operates in mysterious ways. Candace, you're still a helpful.
The dream. Just go at it and do not let up on the dream. I think I know the answer. I think it's someone who feels personally victimized by the dream. Show of hands, who feels personally victimized by Candace Owens' dreams? And to be honest, it's sort of hilarious that I didn't put 2 and 2 together sooner than today. So let's go backward, okay? In the immediate 3 weeks following Charlie's assassination, I was obviously in a haze. I'll be honest, I think I told you this before, but I was not sleeping, I was not eating, and I was having incredibly vivid dreams. I began dreaming like I hadn't dreamed since I was a child because it was every night. And to be honest, it was overwhelming. I didn't like it. I felt like Charlie was haunting me. It stressed me out. I expressed that to my husband through many tears. He told me that I should consult a priest, which I did. And we spoke about souls in purgatory.
Why?
Anyway, today I feel that it is time to tell you the entirety of the repeat dream that I was having in those early weeks. It was actually a replay of an actual lunch that Charlie and I did have in the past. Back in 2018, Charlie and I went to Israel together. And in the dream, we were sitting in the exact same restaurant on a patio, and Charlie began the conversation saying something that he actually said, a real memory from that trip. Charlie was sitting on the patio and he was eating hummus. He's like, this is the best hummus I've ever tasted in my life. A dramatic oversell. I always feel there are certain places that people hype so much that when you go there, you feel you have to pretend it's the best thing you've experienced. And truly, Israel, I didn't love it. It felt like we were on a tour. People were sneering at us. I just didn't love Israel. I've expressed that many times in the past, but Charlie was getting into the character. It was the greatest thing he had ever eaten. Anyways, the setting of this.
Candace, let that man have hummus. What is wrong with you? Yeah, I've never had hummus. Can you believe that? I've never had hummus. If he wants to eat hummus and pass out because he believes it's the best thing ever, let him. What the heck is going on? She wants to control everything. Candace, you dumb demon. You don't get to control another person and what they like and don't like. You know, for instance, you don't get to control the fact that Charlie Kirk did not marry you. Oh man, 10 points for me. Candace, I know you've missed me, Helfer. You don't get to control how someone likes you or the aspect of another man marrying you. He didn't want to marry you. You weren't it. The end. He married another woman that he loved. You were not it. You're the alien that decided to try to leech off of him, apparently. And now you want his soul in hell. Like, you can't make this up.
This particular dream, however, had one dramatic difference. We were not there for the opening of the embassy. And this difference, by the way, I don't really understand yet. I'm just sharing it with you. Instead, we were there in this dream setting for Bibi Netanyahu's wife's funeral. Again, that makes entirely no sense. I've never met his wife. I've never spoken about his wife. I know nothing about his wife. So that's just the context of it. I don't make the rules of dream world. And obviously, as we were sitting there, it didn't strike me as weird because when you're in your dream state, everything that happens for some reason feels like, oh yeah, it's just totally normal. Anyway, Charlie said to me, I don't have much time.
No, that's not how it works. What are you talking about? Everything feels normal. Are you kidding? You're having dreams and visions of people being dead. Yet again. So you're either dreaming that a dead person is talking to you because these visions occurred after he died, or you're having a vision that someone has died and you're at their funeral. It's all about death when it comes to Candace. You know, like a demon. You can't make this up.
He followed that up explaining to me that I needed to see what happened on his left. And he told me explicitly they betrayed me, multiple people. And I said, I know, but who? Then came the frustrating part of the dream. Every time I would say who, you know, when you're in a dream and you go who, or you try to speak in the dream, and then suddenly you're actually speaking in real life and you start to wake yourself up from the dream by accident. That's what kept happening.
Who, and then, you know, the cow goes moo, and then the owl goes hoot, and then all these animals came upon her and they started talking to her. And she understood their language because she's an alien. And then a good laugh was had by all. Candace, I can go on.
And whenever I would try to listen to what he was saying, it sounded like he was underwater. So I was frustrated by this. I can't get to the part where you tell me who betrayed you. It wasn't until the third week after his death that finally one face came through in this dream. It came through as clear as day from around the corner of the restaurant. And it was Andrew Colbett's.
Oh my God.
Now you have to imagine in the immediate aftermath of this, I was not thinking Turning Point USA. Where we're at today is almost like unimaginable going back there. In fact, I was very friendly with Andrew Colbett. We had spoken extensively in the aftermath of Charlie's death. I've known him for years. And I felt really weird about having seen him in this dream, but it was so vivid and it was so compelling that I felt that as weird and as odd as it was, that I had to text him and tell him what I saw. And this is the text just sharing with you so you guys know if this all really happened. I said I rarely have vivid dreams, but I had one clear as day this week.
Andrew, I'm going to blame partly some of this on you. You should have had her admit it. She should have been 51. Is it 5150? Is that what it's called when you want to put someone in a mental health facility against their will? Is 5150? Is it 4150? Who? All the animals started talking to Candace, just sat there and listened. She got stung by bees and everything. You can't make this up. Is it 5150 or Baker acted? Yes. Andrew COVID, you should add her Baker acted. The moment you saw that text and you saw Charlie Kirk and then the word purgatory, you should have said Baker act, and then that should have been your response. When do you want to go? I'll even make it convenient for you. I'll make sure they pick you up between 2 and 4. You know, right when you're supposed to be doing your dumbass show. Candace, you're an idiot. You can't make this up. This is the best you could come up with for a show, Candace. This nonsense that's demonic as hell. This is why Andrew COVID swiped you to the left. He blocked your ass after this, I hope. Who would want to have a conversation with someone after seeing a text like this from them? Would you still talk to Candace on the phone? I wouldn't delete this, but I would block her number. I'm blocking this out. What the hell is she talking about?
Again, Charlie came to me and he sat down. He told me that he did not have much time, that I needed to know that he was in fact betrayed and that they are hiding what happened to my left. I believe his soul is in purgatory, and I believe that you know much more than you've said publicly or privately.
And I believe you should be Baker acted in the next 30 minutes. Should have been his response in the text. Yeah, no. He should have said, no, I'm going to have you 5150 or you and George. And then no one will be there with the kids. How you want this to go? You can't make this up.
And Andrew Colbert never answered. The last time Andrew Colbert and I spoke.
Of course he did.
Now, of course, fast forward today, and we learn that it's been Andrew Colbert orchestrating all of these attacks, actually caught red-handed. It's sort of ridiculous that I didn't just assume that earlier. But like I said, that's not where my brain went in the aftermath of Charlie's assassination.
You don't have a brain. Stop
These are
lying.
good guys who loved Charlie Kirk. But the question
I want to be clear on this. Candace does not have a brain.
Now arriving at is why? Why, if it was just a dream, why does it require so much effort on the PR front? Why are we mocking dreams, right?
Because
maybe it wasn't just a dream. In fact,
it's a vision, a flash vision of Candace's afterlife. You know, her alone in this place called Purgatory, where she believes in that and no one else. Yeah, no, Candace, you go there by yourself. Why are you trying to bring people down there with you? You can't make this up. Did she say the fall of Charlie Kirk? Did y'all hear that? She said, and the fall of Charlie Kirk. What do you mean the fall of Charlie Kirk? What did he fall to? What just click in my mind? Did y'all hear that? The fall of Charlie Kirk. I can't even rewind it because it seems Candace. You said, and the fall of Charlie Kirk. Like, what? Yeah, so she don't know no good, and she wants no good of Charlie Kirk either, even though she's in love with him. You can't make this up. Girl,
after evil. What I can tell you now is that 2 people within Andrew's inner circle reached out to me and told me that I should look more into Andrew Colbert. Okay.
What?
I'm gonna tell you another funny story because it now makes me, the irony of it is pretty thick. Back, and this is another story about me and Andrew, back when Charlie was alive and things were great, Andrew called me up. This was actually the end of
she lying.
Head of AmFest.
I know you lie. Look at that face, y'all. Look at this freeze frame. You demon. I know when you lying, Candace. When you're off script, I mean, it's so easy. Your body language tells on you. Your facial expressions, your stuttering. Yeah, this girl is lying like hell. She's just winging it. You're not that smart. You don't have a brain. Stop winging it. Read the script.
Yeah. The notorious AmFest that Tucker spoke at. Andrew called me up and he asked me, and I'm not kidding, in earnest, he asked me, are you a witch?
Repeating herself.
I laughed at him on the phone. I was in London and I said, no. Why? Ridiculous thing to ask me.
You lie like hell. You wicked witch. And
he said, well, because we just noticed that when some people attack you, really bad things happen to them. And then he proceeded to tell me, which I did not know quite horrifically, that Dennis Prager, who had just written this open article about me, and it was not done in a very nice way, had actually fallen, and he was very seriously injured. There was nothing funny about that. And that he was having to speak out and type out of his mouth. And then he kind of went backwards and was like, the Daily Wire thing and the Jordan Peterson thing, and like bad things are happening to people after they attack you. So I realized he was being serious. He was like asking that question seriously. And I remarked to him, no, but I have really bad rebounds, not just from other people, but to me as well. I've explained this to you guys that if I do something bad, I immediately, the karma of it, I would experience. Like if I stole your phone today, it was just sitting on a counter and I stole it from a restaurant, I'd go back home and my house would be burned to the ground. That's my kind of very swift karma hits me fast. Anyways, the point is that despite this bizarre question that he asked me about witchcraft, it's him that's the one that's orchestrating all of these attacks, and they have been backfiring on Turning Point USA. And I now understand why exactly it is that he's been leading these attacks, and Liberty University was actually the key. We spoke about the Moonies cult, right? That's what we spoke about on Thursday. I told you guys all about this Korean man, Sun Young Moon, who was actually working for the CIA, Assad, while leading effectively what became a religious cult. They were buying up land, buildings, entire blocks, all these different companies, while convincing the masses that it was actually for the Father. Moon had minted himself as a messiah. And then he got involved with Liberty University via Jerry Falwell Sr. And my conclusion of that episode was that the true aim of Turning Point USA Faith was to transform Charlie Kirk into a messiah of sorts, whose image that they could control in his death. And obviously an image that the public couldn't question because of how horrifically sad it was. We all watched him be assassinated. In fact, that might be the answer to the question, why did they want us to watch it? You wanted to kill Charlie Kirk, but why did you want the entire world to watch it and feel emotionally moved as we have been by this assassination? For good measure, I should now tell you that the Moonies cult was riddled with claims of sexual rituals, physical and psychological abuse, and of course, as we've covered already, financial corruption. So much financial corruption that it actually led to a political assassination in Japan. Remember 2022? Let's go back to 2022 in Japan, because I'll tell you the reason behind this assassination, according to the person who committed it.
Candace. Oh, Lord. Yeah, we have to pause just to give our real brains a break. Candace doesn't have a brain, so she can just go on and on like this. We, on the other hand, real humans here on Earth. Candace, this is so stupid. I don't know why you sitting here going after this cult like this, and they can whoop your ass at any given time. See, that karma is something else, girl. It's gonna come back on you. There's nothing that you or your wannabe intimidating cousin can do about it. Why are you messing with these people in Japan? Or this Moonies cult? If we wanted to read about this stuff, we would. What does this have to do with Charlie Kirk? All because he went there? All because he visited the country? She attacks whole countries at a time for no good God-given reason. And it gets mad when they clap back and respond to her. With a lawsuit like the Macrons did, because they're showing us all how it's done. Erica Kirky, if you don't sue this girl, you better.
You guys know how Turning Point USA has evolved from a charity asking for a check or asking for a one-time credit card donation to now asking for people to pledge their 401ks, their property, basically a means for the elderly they've established to include Turning Point USA in their wills. And doesn't that just feel a little bit icky? Doesn't that just open the door for old people, the elderly going senile and then maybe accidentally signing away their lives before they die, their estates? Turning Point wants to be included in your...
Candace, didn't your grandfather raise you or somebody? An older person? He gave you no wisdom, huh? You can't teach an alien new trick.
Grandma's estate planning. I don't like that vibe. Well, that is precisely the reason that the Moonies cult ended up leading to the assassination of the Prime Minister of Japan. The Prime Minister, do you remember him? Shinzo Abe, the longtime Prime Minister of Japan. He was shot and he was killed because a 41-year-old man blamed the Prime Minister, whose family did in fact have long-running ties to the Moonies Church, the Unification Church as it's called, and whose cabinet was factually closely associated with the Unification Church. He blamed him for promoting that church, which eventually bankrupted his family. This is per the New York Times. They wrote, quote, in an internal audit, the governing Liberal Democratic Party found that some 180 of its elected lawmakers, or almost half of its entire membership in Japan's parliament, either accepted donations or attended events held by the church and related organizations. That is ringing a bell here. Anyways, back to Abe. Abe's assassination was conducted by a man that was destitute and he was broke because of the Unification Church. They had brainwashed his mother in her old age, brainwashed her into giving the church all of his family's money. And she left her sons, his family, so destitute that he and his siblings often didn't even have enough money to eat. And they became so despondent that his brother committed suicide and he himself had attempted suicide. Again, I'm just telling you what happened factually, obviously not a justification for him to have assassinated the prime minister. But the story here is compelling. And if I'm being honest, that is exactly the strand of ick that I got as I was watching AmFest and this tent and like the microphone and like put into a case and set. It's like the ghost
Candace,
of Charlie.
it's a tent.
That's
It's a
exactly
tent.
the strand.
You have visions and dreams about Charlie Kirk's dead body coming to you, speaking to you in your visions, and you have no problem with that. Why do you have a problem with the memoriam tent? No one is conjuring him up in this tent. We all know you want to, but that's not what anyone else is doing. They're just thinking of good memories about him. That's it. It's that simple. This is not complicated. Thank you for showing us that you learned how to read an article. You brought in this Mooney's cult to sit here to drag out a memoriam tent with TPUSA. That's the only reason why she brought that cult up, because she's a cult leader herself. You know, cult leaders recognize all the cult leaders. Deep down on the inside, she has much respect for cult leaders, because that's what she is. Candace doesn't really care about a cult or the harm or the danger that it poses. No, she just recognizes the cult because she's a cult herself. What does that have to do with a memoriam tent, Candace? You're literally trying to force things to connect together when it doesn't. We're not in the mood to learn how you and your alien friends think on your home planet. Leave that BS over there. Here on Earth, none of that you just said makes any sense. None of it. None of that BS makes any sense. It's like a foreign language. You're trying to force two things to fit, and it doesn't. Stop trying to force your culture upon us.
That I got. Like everyone was on stage speaking about the Lord, but no one was actually
bad about the Lord.
The Lord. It was instead watching a charismatic cult, people who were trained in tactics of manipulation, preying on weak minds of their followers, people who actually love Charlie Kirk. And of course, that explains the Hollywood tints to it all as well.
The Lord, you're a cult.
Anyways, you're probably wondering, what does this have to do with Liberty University? Well, funny story. I was contacted by people who are still at Liberty University, still working in Liberty University's office, and they told me that I had a couple of things wrong. And I will say allegedly here, allegedly. They told me that Jerry Falwell.
You get a lot wrong, you dumbass, because you don't read. Why you sit here mocking someone that might whisper a prayer or something? They mention the word Lord and you melt, you demon. You know, because demons tremble at the name of Jesus. Candace. Jesus. I want her to have a whole fit. Go ahead into your demonic rant and rage. We're going to keep saying Jesus over here, girl. You dumb heifer. You can't make this up. She's having a problem with somebody saying Lord. Now you're in a cult if you say Lord. Candace, we're not buying your nonsense, your demonic nonsense. You're not going to get us to stop worshiping Jesus Christ. Like, you're not going to do that. You're not going to turn Christians away from Christianity, recognizing our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. No one ever said that Charlie Kirk was Jesus. You're doing that because you're obsessed with him. Don't force your obsession on us. No, thank you. Keep it to yourself. You and your demonic visions. You keep all that to yourself. I don't even understand how we're supposed to care at this point, how she feels and what she thinks. Like, why does she expect us to care?
Well, Junior was also taken down. Unfairly taken down is what they said. Essentially, the entire pool boy scandal, that was the sex scandal that took out Jerry Falwell. And the circumstance which Jerry Falwell eventually spoke out about, actually himself confirming this person's side of events, was that his wife was indeed having an affair with the pool boy. And that affair was then used to generate a ton of articles. And then...
Yeah, I'm definitely convinced Candace is no longer a Christian. Yeah, because, you know, that demonic nonsense she puts up on a pedestal and all. I'm right with you, Poetry Princess. She is not a Christian.
Used to force his ouster out of the church. And this person claimed that it was corrupt pastors, evangelical pastors, that wanted him out and wanted to put an end to the Falkirk Center. Okay, so to back this up, Charlie Kirk and Jerry Falwell came together and established what was the precursor to Turning Point Faith. I was around for that. The aim was to harness the energy of Charlie's brand with the youth and to turn that into ministry for evangelicals and to inspire young people to go to Liberty University, to sign up and to go to Liberty University, because Jerry Falwell Jr. had turned it into a very profitable school. And he had separated it from the church, wanting the finances not to be mingled with the church, which was something that his father had not done. There was no separation between the church and the school when Jerry Falwell Sr. was alive. Well, apparently the pastors who made a fortune while Jerry Falwell Sr. was alive did not like that. They did not like the separation of the church and the school. They wanted to profit from the school's earnings as they had done in the past. Again, I'm going to say allegedly. But this person inside, they've got access. So when Charlie Kirk came around and wanted to expand things in a way that would not directly benefit the church.
Candace, Candace. You brainless demon. You still will not give names, will you? You really think we care who these people are? We just want to know if these people exist. It's not like I'm not going to personally go behind everybody that she name drops like this. If she did give a source, because, they don't exist in our world, in her reality, in her, brainless mind, her sources exist. But here on earth, in our reality, the rest of us are living here, we know these sources are not real, okay? None of these people exist. George is playing in the, studio, playing with equipment, making these weird-ass videos and stuff, because he's, boys club and all. He's in his moment where he wants to see rainbows, so whatever. But, Candace... George, it's raining men. Hallelujah, it's rain. Y'all can imagine him singing this song in his closet. Like, you can't make this up. And here on earth, in this reality, we all know Candace has zero sources. Like, it's because I keep mocking her for not reading that she's reading articles now. Because she knows, I'm like, why don't you just read the stuff? Put it up on the screen. So now that's what she's doing. Candace, it still has nothing to do with the point you're trying to make. What point are you proving here? Now, you said you can't make this up. But we're all just gonna think about George singing this Raining Man in his closet. We're waiting on him to come out that closet. Come on.
They weren't so keen on that idea. Now, this person that I spoke to is my favorite kind of source. Because she did.
Yeah, because they don't exist. These sources are not real. Her favorite types of sources are the invisible ones. They're not real. The Invisibles. Is that a movie? Or The Invincibles? That's a show. It's a cartoon. Yeah, The Invisibles. Those are her favorite type of sources. One she gets to make up. And if she does bring them on screen, she paid him $250 million through fundraising. Candace, we figured you out, you dumb demon.
Disagrees with me passionately on the topic of Israel. She said, I have to speak up irrespective of that because what they did to Charlie is wrong. And they're lying about what happened. And I know that something is not right with these pastors because I know
the imaginary friend has a conscience.
So yeah, they established Jerry Falwell, Charlie Kirk, the Falkirk Center in 2021. And I want you guys to remember that, interestingly enough, when Charlie Kirk was meeting at Liberty University about establishing that Falkirk Center, a certain Johnny Moore inserted himself into the meeting, the planning sesh, so to speak. He just pulled up a chair. Now, you remember I told you about this Johnny Moore character. At this time, in 2021, when he was back on their campus, there was no reason for Johnny to actually be there, even though he kind of grew up on the campus. He did. Johnny had been at that campus since he was 14 years old. We'll get into that. But he had quit his job as the lead pastor of Liberty University back in 2014. And yet here he was coming up with a reason to be there, snooping into Charlie and the Falkirk Center. And you should know that when Johnny left Liberty University in 2014, he went to Hollywood to start the PR company, The Cairo.
Y'all know what's about to happen now. Here's Johnny. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, you can't make this stuff up. This is priceless, Candace. You still stupid. Shout out to RTs. How you doing, honey? Shout out to you. Shout out to my mods. What's going on? Happy Friday. Hope all is well. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button as you come in. You guys know you missed me. It's been a whole week. Might as well sit back and laugh because, that's all you can do at this point at the alien demonic nonsense of Candace, the Amber Owens farmer, if that's her real name. This is all you can do at this point. You can't laugh. I mean, just, it kind of be in bewilderment as to why she wants someone's soul in hell, but whatever. Candace, Charlie Kirk is gonna, boy, if he ever were, let's just say he decided to haunt you once, he would have you peeing in the bed. You can't make this up. Candace, is that what it is? Maybe Candace has bad dreams and she still pee-pees in the bed. She doesn't want anybody to know. So she tries to make it seem like her visions and dreams are symbolic for something other than demons in hell playing around with her. But perhaps it's because she pees in the bed still. Candace, correct his wick and go do some Depends. Yeah, you do like the pull-up style. Maybe that's what, we never see her standing up or anything. It must be that diaper. Candace, I'm just gonna go all in on you, you idiot.
Company. Andrew Colbert. He was part of the Kairos company. You'll recall that. He's Johnny Moore's partner, protege. I don't know what you want to call it.
Still PPs in the
but
bed.
when that Kairos company got established, Andrew Colbert was the executive vice president, and he effectively was working for the Kairos company, Andrew Colbert, and then got hired to be the PR guy for Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA. Oh, another interesting point that the source told me is that Johnny Moore, despite going to Hollywood in 2015 to work with, and I should mention here, Mark Burnett, it's who he went to go work for. Mark Burnett, very big name in reality TV world. If you're in your head,
Candace, we don't care. Candace is stuck in the reality TV in her head. Where there's no brain.
Like I did immediately when I thought about that. I was like, wait, wasn't Erica on a show randomly? What's the show called? Summer House in 2019. Interestingly enough, when Mark Burnett took over MGM, became the chairperson of MGM, they did acquire.
Yeah, Candace is a failed actress. She wanted to be an actress. She didn't make it. Because why would Hollywood want someone with no talent?
He owned Summer House. So that's interesting. So there could be a connection there. There could not be one. But I'd be interested to know who her PR person was there, and I will ask how she got on the show. Anyways,
because she trying to figure out how to get on that show. Candace, you can't be an alien who also lacks the ability to read a script and act. You don't have the talent, girl. You want to know how she got on the show? Who cares? We want to know why you crash landed on our planet. Why not Mars or Mercury or Venus, or the sun itself? Why did you come here? Why did you come to Earth? That's what we're wondering. We're all wondering that. You still have a YouTube channel. Why do you care about why Erica Kirk was once upon a time on a show? Candace, this has to be the dumbest thing ever. I know you hear me, you heifer. This is stupid. Why do you care about why Erica Kirk used to be on a show? So what? You hate that she's prettier than you. Is that it?
To Andrew Colbert, back to Johnny Moore. Johnny Moore immediately and consistently, despite establishing the Kairos company, wanted his job back at Liberty University. He wanted to be still a part of Liberty University. And the question is why? Why was the Kairos company so interested in keeping a leg inside of growing evangelical organizations? Do you remember back when the ADL put me on their list before I got fired, before the whole Christ is King debacle? That's what they put me on the list for. And then a year later, Dr. Jordan Peterson, and a certain Reverend Johnny Moore created a report and doubled down explaining that Christ is King is in fact actually anti-Semitic. And they created this whole video graphic to show that I was a radical for saying Christ is King. Yeah, that's Johnny Moore and his beliefs pretty much in a nutshell. Like he just does disastrous PR to defend the state of Israel. But boy, is it earning him some money. He serves on the ADL task force. He received the Medal of Valor from the Simon Wiesenthal Center. These are the organizations, by the way, they were born out of Zionist gangs, literal gangs, just to be clear.
Candace, you and Boys Club are worth $244 million. Why do you care about what money is being earned by anybody else? You already lilac hell on your tax returns for all these damn LLCs you got. You want to keep going there? Hell, we can go there. Leave them alone. Let them earn whatever money they want to earn. No one's stopping you because you keep, abusing the CIA logo and the likeness thereof without consent to make money on that. because you're not even creative enough to come up with your own damn logo. That's how much Candace lacks creativity and talent. She's not even smart enough to pay someone to create her own logo for her. No, she has to steal the CIA logo and then just put her face on that one, even though she hates the government and the feds and all, because she's a hypocrite. You can't make this up. See, Candace, I can make the word of the month in the LLC fit my point. You flawlessly. You can't even do that. While we talk about this reality show and all this crap.
And they are the very organizations behind the initial attacks on me that have from the beginning been meant to pull me and Charlie apart by drumming up weird anti-Semitism scandals and then having donors demand action. Anyway, I want you to hear Reverend Johnny Moore in his own words so you can catch his drift, catch his vibe, if you will. Take a listen.
So now, I'm involved in the ADL in all kinds of ways. I'm a part of the ADL and Aspen Institute Civil Society Fellowship. I'm on the advisory board for the Aspen Institute and ADL Civil Society Fellowship. It has shown me where we have to keep our eyes on certain trends and certain ideas, and when people say things, what they actually mean. It's been not only an amazing educational experience, a practical way for me to get into this fight against hate for good, but it has also afforded me the opportunity to learn so much along the way and to meet so many different people. And I can tell you,
Candace, what does this have to do with Charlie Kirk and the person that pulled the trigger on the gun? That whole assassination you said you were going to be researching. What does this have to do with it? She's so narcissistic. She can't even stay focused and tell us who pulled the trigger on the gun. She's not getting any close to that. The more you do shows, the further away you get from that, Candace. It's not our fault that you cannot control your bladder before you go night-night. You can't drink a glass of water before you go night-night. So when you get up from saying your prayers, go potty, make sure you go potty and pull on your Depends. You got to put on a pull-up because she pees in it.
Again, I'm not Jewish.
Why are we watching this?
And yet I just always felt at home, in the ADL community.
Yeah.
Now let's hear him, but let's put him in a yarmulke. Take a listen.
I know the state of Israel is strong. It's as strong as it's ever been. The truth is, you don't need us. But what I want you to know is that, need us or not, we are committed to building a great wall of Christian Zionism all over the world to push back the forces of anti-Semitism. But that also includes educating well-meaning Christians on our own history of Christian anti-Semitism.
So who is that guy? Who is Johnny Moore? Where did he come from?
Who cares?
The answer is actually quite compelling. He was a kid that grew up in the Lynchburg, Virginia area. And I'm just going to actually read this first sentence from Christianity Today. It says, Johnny Moore was only 14 when he first stayed in the dorms at Liberty University. And since then, he's pretty much remained at the school that Jerry Falwell Sr. founded 41 years ago in Lynchburg, Virginia. Moore and his single mom family briefly lived in the dorms after his parents' divorce and a temporary stretch of homelessness. Okay. Now, somebody that went to school with him verified exactly that. They said he was a kid who grew up outside of Lynchburg. In high school, he was very poor. Very poor. They stress this. Not a problem. Obviously, I was poor too. But they all...
Candace. Were you poor? I don't... when did you struggle? Because, watching that interview your cousin did, she didn't sound like you guys struggled. What happened with your parents? Why don't you tell us that? Regale us of the tale of your parents. Because she doesn't tell anybody about her background. Shout out to Marlon on both sides YouTube channel. She doesn't tell anybody about her background. Candace, you could teach us about your home planet. You want us to know how you guys grow food on, a moon on Jupiter? Like, fine. That would be a lot more interesting than this. This has no point you're making here. And yet you want to read to us about something going on with Liberty University as if they can't sue your ass the moment you start lying on them. Yeah, go ahead and let it rip, girl.
Also mentioned that Johnny had some severe daddy issues. I was told directly by someone who went to school with him that he made a name for himself in a long way. He got caught with some porn magazines and was pretty badly made fun of. Okay, kids make mistakes growing up. But it gets more interesting when you learn that suddenly little Johnny fell into a lot of money. He had...
Candace, and you claimed that you were catching recurrent yeast infections because you chose to live with black mold in an apartment and not pay rent for 7 months. And then you lost a lawsuit you filed because you hired the wrong type of attorney. You can't make this up. Y'all give it up for the walking yeast infection. Look at this freeze frame. Eyes rolled to the side of her head. You know, all that demonic nonsense coming out in the freeze frames. Oh, it must be the yeast infections time of the month. You know, it's funny when your yeast infection is so comfortable that it has its own menstrual cycle.
Had a male mentor who bought him and everyone in his family, allegedly, brand new cars. So Johnny was po no mo. And this daddy mentor of his is the one that pushed for Jerry Falwell Sr. to give Johnny a position with Liberty University. That man's name is Ron Godwin. It's Johnny's mentor, Ron Godwin, the protege of Sun Young
my God.
Moon. The Moonies cult. Young Moon,
here we go.
who led this Moonies cult, picked Ron Godwin, not only just to run the Washington Times for him, which I told you they purchased the Washington Times, but Moon also declared Ron Godwin to be one of his 3 disciples, declaring, and I quote, "You will be like the 3 disciples of Jesus. Each one of you will put yourself in Jesus's..."
Candace, you don't read the Bible. Jesus had 12. Jesus had 12 disciples. What are you talking about? 12. Candace. What the heck is going on?
Position and multiply 3 disciples of your own. So Sun Young Moon says, I am like Jesus. I feel like I'm blaspheming just saying that. And he picks this Ron Godwin guy. And he says to Ron Godwin, and you will pick 3 disciples of your own. And yeah, we can confirm that looks like one of Godwin's 3 disciples, so to speak, was Johnny Moore, who minted the Kairos company with none other than Andrew Colvett of Turning Point USA. Looks like this. If we look at an organization chart, yep, he's a declared disciple. And I guess I should have put technically Johnny beneath him. And Andrew, I'm wondering if Andrew is Johnny Moore's disciple, or I don't know, one of Ron Godwin's 3 disciples. We're not sure. But we can tell you that when Ron Godwin retired from Liberty University in October of 2014, of course, his Johnny boy left too, right? Johnny was his protege. And Johnny, that's when Johnny went to Hollywood. But then all of a sudden he wanted back in at Liberty University and he was told no repeatedly. And without Daddy Godwin.
So let me just cut through all the fluff. Candace. You and your yeast infection have a hard time explaining simple things. 2 + 2. It's not, purple. It's 4. So basically, she's trying to accuse this guy of being a protege under a cult leader in Japan because reasons. The end. Are we done here? Girl, can you move on to the next point?
To push through his paperwork this time, there really was no pathway for him to end up back at Liberty until lo and behold, in 2021, as his executive vice president, Mr. Andrew Colvett, is now managing Charlie Kirk, the most unbelievable thing happens. Jerry Falwell gets ousted from Liberty University. Jerry Prevost is named as his successor. And the very first thing that Jerry Prevost does is he fires Charlie Kirk, and he also moves rather immediately to reinstate none other than the sometimes lurking Johnny Moore, paying him, I am told, an absurd amount monthly retainer.
I don't think Charlie Kirk, did he ever have a problem with this? Why is Candace making an issue of this? Just like she wants to know why Erica Kirk was on a show. Candace, you can't act. You're not entertaining even on your channel where you get to make up the dumbest stories ever. And you're still bad at this. Candace, you and your yeast infection are bad at this. Do you understand? It's like the yeast infection have a mind of its own. It's just living inside of Candace's body. You're bad at this. Collectively speaking. You can't make this stuff up. Why are we here? Why are we talking about this? Candace, you don't have to go through all of this nonsense if you're just trying to say they did it wrong. He didn't get paid all his money, blah, blah, blah. They owe him something. Like, what do you expect to come out of this? What do you want, your cult members to do about it? Because we don't really care. We're not gonna do shit. But what do you want your cult members to do about this? You want them to like give money over to TPUSA? Because it's still not going to you. Yeah, it's funny because Charlie Kirk didn't pick Candace Owens. You can't make this out.
And I'll say allegedly here, even though my source comes directly from inside Liberty University. So I feel pretty confident that the information I received is accurate. They just
from the devil.
And they said, Johnny's now back and influential and making money here. So what's the point here? Take me very seriously when I say that Turning Point Faith is problematic. The organization is intended to be the Moonies 2.0. The intention behind the Moonies cult, by the way, in case it's not clear to you, was one world government achieved through the concept of a unification church. We are all being brought in by the, I guess you could say, their version of the Lord, which is just, I don't know, some CIA clone, somebody that you can get behind. They are repeatedly establishing a messianic figure, and they're expecting people to follow them because how dare you question the Bible?
I know, right?
It's all really sick when you think about it. And Andrew
Candace,
Colbert,
you are sick.
I think my dream might have meant something, and
Your
that's why
dream is
we've
dumb.
been completely freaked since. Anyways, we'll be right back after taking a brief break. All right, you guys, new research.
The dream means nothing, girl. We don't care. Why do you have sponsors? I hope the sponsors know you guys are Riverbend Ranch. Yeah, you guys are paying for Candace to sit here and say dumb things on a platform where she is attacking Charlie Kirk, even in death, because she has nothing else to do. George is too busy being in the closet. And I don't even know how the kids, I guess, will never ever watch YouTube. Because there is no way they're going to grow up and look at this stuff and say, yeah, this is okay. Our mother seems fine.
Regarding the Moonies cult and this Korean guy that pops onto the scene after the Korean War, that to me feels like it was orchestrated by the CIA. And I can tell you that one of the patterns I have recognized when I look into these obviously bought and paid for propagandists is that it seems that their grandfathers are all involved in the Korean War. They were all captains or lieutenant colonels in the Korean War. And I keep telling you that it's really important to recognize this strand of military corruption. I think that's the reason that the Moonies cult was established in Korea during that time, and that it is very likely that the entire thing was just a CIA operation, and they are attempting that again via Turning Point Faith, and that's the reason.
Candace, all of Japan are going to come for you. And when they do, just take it like a champion. She's in Tennessee, in case you all are looking for Tennessee. Go to Tennessee. Go get her. You can't make
Turning Point USA. Faith wants to get into real estate. It feels like they're buying up so much land, and now we're having these fires are happening all around the world, these natural disasters, and they're trying to tell you that these disasters are natural, but it's becoming pretty apparent they're not. It feels like these are land grabs, and you should be allowed to think through that with what I am telling you. Anyways, avoid the faith grift in 2026. Something that is happening at the same time, obviously, is that all of these people seem to be radically obsessed with Israel. It's another component of this. It's just you can't let Israel go. It's almost as if the Mossad and the CIA, there is no separation between the two. It's why Bibi used to work for the CIA. If you've followed past episodes that we've done, I think we uncovered that during our Epstein series, but don't quote me on that. CIA? It feels like that is the strand.
Candace, why are you using their logo to make money then? It's funny how this thing comes full circle. So you use the CIA logo without consent and the likeness of that logo. And for what? And you make money from it. And somehow now is, CIA logo bad. Because BB and you don't like him at all because you pee in the bed. Like, what the hell is going on? He works for the CIA. Stop using their logo. Get someone to create you your own logo for your dumb cups and hats and t-shirts. Why is that so difficult? So all of you and your team like creativity? You can't make this up.
That explains everything. Like our entire media is bought and paid for. Everything is in service of this foreign country. And they're growing increasingly dangerous, increasingly more radical, increasingly more desperate, despite having the entire United States military at their beck and call and being able to, mass murder American troops to fulfill their interests overseas. They are coming to terms with the fact that they're losing grip on public opinion, which means a lot.
Candy, I'm so glad you left this comic. This is it. I think the things Candace says on her show is the real reason she has decided to homeschool her kids, before they are even school age, so their peers don't tease them about their mother's rants. Exactly. Because these poor kids, boy, they would be some just bullied so bad. Because Candace, you don't even care about how your kids are perceived in school. And you're not going to be able to continue to homeschool them because you don't have a brain. At some point, multiplication is going to become a factor. And you're not going to be able to teach them that. If she can't do 2 + 2 without saying purple, she definitely can't tell anybody what's 8 × 3. Like it's it's going to take months for her to figure that one out. You can't make this up. And she doesn't care about what people say about her, but because she's a narcissist and she's selfish as hell, she doesn't care about how this affects her kids, how her continuous attacks on Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk, TPUSA could affect Charlie Kirk's 2 kids that he had with Erica Kirk and not her. She doesn't care about those kids at all. They're catching death threats and kidnapping threats. And they're toddlers. And it seems like she just, once again, got married and had 4 kids because she was trying to get Charlie Kirk to be jealous about something, and it didn't work. And now she's mad forever. Now we have to sit here and deal with this dumb demon being vindictive for however long she chooses to get this out. While her dumb cult leaders and members, they just egg her on and pat her on the back. They don't tell her, you've got to stop attacking Charlie Kirk and everything he stood for. His whole legacy is going down the drain because he didn't marry you. Candace, he didn't want your ass. Why should he go marry a bedwetter? I'm going to rub that one in. Candace, like you, I don't care if that's true or not. I'm just going to laugh at it. Just the idea of you still pee-peeing in the bed is good enough for me to laugh at.
Actually, okay?
Idiot.
It's important that the illusion, or it was important that the illusion of their victimhood was kept. I think that's something that Bibi Netanyahu actually underestimated. He underestimated how much of it, he was like a magician who believed in his own magic. He underestimated how much of it was successful in convincing all of us to be Zionists because we were operating under the illusion that they were innocent. And he went too far. He killed too many people. Gaza woke up a lot of people. And now they're pretending that the issue is not what they're doing. It's never what they're actually doing. It's not that they're being accused by their own people of conducting and covering up these sex rituals against children in their forests. It's not because of the fact that tens of thousands of innocent Palestinians have been killed and that they've been intentionally targeted because they're conducting a genocide. The problem is that we're noticing it. And the enemy, therefore, is speech. It's people on a platform speaking about their crimes that are problematic, not the crimes that they are committed. Again, this is the logic of psychopaths. Well, Knesset, look at their Congress. There was a Likud party representative who got up and gave a speech and declared.
Candace, you've rambled on for how long? 34 minutes. And, somehow you understand what a psychopath sounds like, and yet you can't hear that in yourself. Aliens are so cocky.
Declared me and Tucker Carlson to be enemies of the state of Israel. Me and Tucker Carlson, who are calling for peace. We are calling for national sovereignty. We are calling for people in Congress to actually serve American interests. And that apparently represents an existential threat.
Candace, you don't care about what goes on in America. And don't give me that alien look with that demon hiding behind that skin. I don't want to see it. This freeze frame is just everything right here. It's this whole demon right here. Look in the eyes. Nothing there. No soul, no nothing. Candace, you don't care about Americans. Your dumb cult members are trying to have people's YouTube channels taken down because of the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Free speech and expression, freedom of the press. So you don't care about that. You don't care about America. As a matter of fact, you could care less about humanity and what happens here on Earth. She's got another planet she can just go to if she needed to. Why in the world is she sitting here trying to make it seem like, oh, I can't believe they made me an enemy? Walking around talking about Christ is king, and then you're just a whole demon in alien skin. I don't. That's the least of your worries. This is ridiculous. The hypocrisy of it all. Why does that bother you? Here's a better question. Why would it bother Candace for them to make her an enemy of the state of Israel? Rami Gal says she has no evidence of this. Her unknown source comes from the QAnon crowd that says JFK is still alive. They also think the earth is flat, like a pancake. Like hot pancakes, like flat. You can't make this up. Stacey said Candace's ego cannot take being mocked. Exactly. Her pride, boy, that narcissism and that pride is bigger than her head. Insane. Colleen said is a Proverbs 21:9 and Proverbs 21:19 woman. I know Candace only needed 10 minutes to be anti-Semitic in that podcast. Diane said King Reza gave a great speech on Iran and Israel's close relationship before Iran became Islamic. Yeah, it's just something else. She's mad because Israel made her an enemy of the state. And yet she doesn't care about the distress she's inflicting upon the American people with her nonsense. Candace, we're sitting here laughing at you so that we don't get irritated at the buffoonery coming out of your mouth. And you have no problem doing that to us as Americans every day, or at least 4 days a week. She has no quarrels with that. She's going to come back next week, do 4 more shows about 4 more dumb things that still will not tell us who she thinks pulled the trigger on the gun that assassinated Charlie Kirk. We're nowhere near that. So never mind the mental and emotional distress she inflicts upon us Americans. You're bye, Felicia. Come on.
To Israel, here is what he had to say.
Can't make this up.
Mr. Speaker, members of the Knesset, I stand here in Jerusalem, the eternal capital of the Jewish people, to sound an alarm. We are used to enemies from outside. We fight terror tunnels of Hamas. We fight the ballistic missiles of Iran. But today, I look at the West, our greatest ally, and I see a new enemy rising from within. I am speaking of a poison being sold to the American people as patriotism. I'm speaking of the intellectual vandalism of Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. Mr. Speaker, let us be clear about what this is. They claim to fight the woke left. They are no different than the woke left. The radical left tears down the statues of Thomas Jefferson. Tucker Carlson tears down the legacy of Winston Churchill. The radical left says Western civilization is evil. Candace Owens says the roots of our faith are demonic. It is the same sickness. It is the same moral relativism. It is the same hatred of the West dressed up in a different costume.
Yes, so Candace, you're an alien from another planet, disguised as a human being with a demon inside of you. Like, why is that any different? Why you called yourself an alien? Why are you upset because he's saying the same thing? You're just more evil. You're a dumb demon alien. How is that any differently? Where your yeast infection has grown its own personality. You can't make this up. Why are you upset about this? You also pee in the bed. I mean, you could just sit here and be mad about these things, or you could just leave our planet. I don't get it. Why is she mad?
To be clear, that is dangerous. The Likud party, and I was quite literally
that's not dangerous, girl.
Someone was plotting my murder. Actually, a year from the date that Charlie was murdered on September 10th, someone was plotting my murder.
France does not care about you leaving this earth. They want you to pay them. You dumb goon. They're suing you. That's it. They want you to give them some money for lying like hell. That's what happens when you make provable false statements with no evidence at all. Stop letting your yeast infections give you ideas. This is just a bad idea.
Discovered, and that's still making its way through the courts. These people are calling for violence. That's the implicit threat here. They're all growing increasingly more radical, and they're feeling threatened by speech, which is why I implore all of you, which I see that you are, which is why they feel threatened, to continue to use it and to recognize these people are incredibly dangerous. They are very dangerous. When a person is unwilling to say, here's what I did wrong, especially when that person has murdered tens of thousands of children, what they're doing down in Venezuela, Argentina, when they say the issue is people recognizing what they're doing. Argentina, they are tweeting. I mean, they are in the streets shouting against Zionism. And we're supposed to believe it's because everyone just hates Jews. Everyone hates God's chosen people. or because you can no longer convince people that you are murdering, stealing, plundering, raping in the name.
So, Candace, Boys Club hasn't been in a club where someone died, where they smashed restaurants and destroyed property as well, and a life was lost. By the way, did I mention that someone lost their life? She has no quarrels with that. Yeah, none at all. You feel nothing about the life lost from this nonsense going on in the Bullingdon Club? Where the boys still come from different countries to your home, like they did last month. You said that out of your mouth. George had the Boys Club coming. What? A life lost is a life lost. Like, she doesn't care about lives being lost in the United States of America. We expect her to actually have people believe that she actually cares about a life being lost in another country, when she could care less about the lives being lost in the U.S. You can't make this up. What if George is responsible for somebody losing their life? She won't even address another grown man's allegations against George Farmer, who alleged that he put his hands on him, in his private areas. She won't talk about that at all. But she wants people to believe that she cares about anything going on in another country. Period. Candace does not care about the lives lost in the United States of America. Don't let this dumb alien, demonic idiot fool you all to think she cares about lives being lost in another country. She doesn't care. It's a gimmick for her. Just like her using the CIA logo without consent. It's just a gimmick. And when you have no talent, no brain, and your yeast infection has its own personality, this is the best that she can do. Try to weaponize what's happening between Israel and another country, when she could give two craps about what's happening in her own country she crash landed in. The hypocrisy is astounding, and this freeze frame is epic.
Of the Lord. I think it's the latter, but these people are dangerous. Okay, if anything happens to Tucker Carlson
Candace,
or me,
dangerous.
You obviously know that Israel was involved. Obviously, that is unbelievably apparent in their rhetoric. They're name checking us. They're calling us on stage. They're sending their goons out to harass us because we believe in America first, and that we should stop getting involved in their interests, and that it is unacceptable, frankly, that our government gives more flack to Tucker Carlson. Our government representatives give more flack to Tucker Carlson than they did to Jeffrey Epstein. That they choose to cover up the crimes of Jeffrey Epstein while pretending that speech in America is what's actually radical, not people who are actually harming children and abusing children sexually. We don't even have a government, in my view. Like, we can't even protect the nation's most innocent. How do we even have a government? I guess that's a larger philosophical question. I do now want to cut to the sad fact that it seems that women in the media have been braver than most men in the media, who seem to just be bending the knee and taking it and calling themselves heroes or tough guys, but not willing to stand up for speech. At the very least, stand up for speech in America. Megyn Kelly.
Candace, you want to stifle free speech by having people's YouTube channels taken down because you don't like what they're saying about you because you pee in the bed. Candace, you don't get to sit here and talk about free speech when you can't take criticism. You brainless, demonic alien from another planet. You can't make this stuff up. Why don't you leave people's YouTube channels and videos alone then? So what? They making videos about you. So what? You and Boys Club are worth $244 million. Why does that bother you, what Dear Woke Christian or Jay Witt and Paramount Tactical are saying? Why does that bother you? So what? You should be like, oh, yeah, this is funny to me. I have $244 million because, she does this for the money and nothing else. She doesn't care about this stuff. This is a show for Candace. Candace, you're not going to fool anybody into thinking you care. You don't have a heart or a soul or kind of
sat down and
brain.
discussed. She's been at length under attacks. They're adding her to their list. It's very obvious because she simply won't bend the knee. She has said nothing wrong. She actually is a Zionist and she supports Israel. But for them, they learn that you must fully allow us to control your speech or we'll attack you. You know, we will assassinate your character, essentially. Assassinating the character comes first. Well, here's what Megyn Kelly opened up to Tucker Carlson about on his show, and here's what she had to say.
I've gotten notes from all of these people, dear friends of mine over the past 2 years. Thank you so much. You make me and my family feel safer. These are pro-Israel Jewish friends of mine in the media. You make me and my family feel safer. I love you. My family loves you. God bless you. These same people have now turned on me, and some are calling me an anti-Semite. Why? What did I say? What did I do? Did I step on a rake and say something super anti-Semitic without realizing it? No, it's because I won't defriend you.
Y'all look at this look. That's the look of, I gotta take a poop. Will you hurry up?
And I won't condemn and say that Candace Owens is hateful. They want me really, really badly to condemn Candace Owens. And I'm sorry to break it to them. But
because when she says something wrong about Charlie Kirk and she just lies like hell on TPUSA, you should correct her. We all know she doesn't care about what's going on with Israel and Palestine. She doesn't. When has Candace Owens ever donated any money over there? Candace, are you trying to fly people over from Palestine so that they can have some citizenship? Maybe a nice home and some food and clothes and education, healthcare, medications, vaccines, something you're afraid of. That yeast infection would just lose it if you got a shot. Are you seriously, Candace, do you seriously want people to think that you care about what's going on in Palestine when you can't even show that you had some humanitarian effort at all? When has she ever sent money over there? Sent clothes, sent supplies? Candace, show receipts that you're sending aid to anybody in Palestine, in any family with kids. Show proof of that. Show your receipts that you're sending aid over there. I'm not going to believe you, but just post it up, you idiot. Can't make this up. Megyn Kelly is the worst. You're just, what a disgrace to the bar that you are. She was a former litigator. What a joke.
I am responsible for what I say, not for what anybody else says. I am not Candace Owens's policeman. And by the way, they're kidding themselves that if just one more voice will say something nasty about Candace, she could finally be controlled. Like, how well has that worked so far? But again, the instinct is just to stop her speech, stop it, make her stop it, make Tucker stop saying the things. Well, I have no desire to, and I have no power to. And for that, I was called a coward by Ben Shapiro at the Turning Point event, AmFest, in December, who, by the way, in my last exchange with him, literally said, our friendship, his and mine, is too important to both of us to make it depend on whom else we are friends with and aren't friends with. That is literally the last text I have from Ben Shapiro. The next thing I knew, he was standing on the stage at Turning Point calling me a coward for this very thing.
You are a coward.
Listening to that is just...
Megyn Kelly is a coward for not telling Candace Owens lying is bad. That going after TPUSA with lies when you can't prove any of the crap you're saying, trying to insinuate that they're involved in the assassination of Charlie Kirk, or that some idiot Mitch Snow claims that he saw Erica Kirk at a hotel near a military base about some secret meeting that was about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. You're not going to say anything about that, Megyn Kelly? So you're an alien as well, where you're tapped out of this reality? Girl, bye, Felicia. You really think we care about how you feel, Megyn Kelly? We really don't. You could literally walk into oblivion with Candace's hand in yours, and no one would care. No one would miss you, girl. We wouldn't even ask, where's Megyn Kelly? No one would ask that. No one. And here she is talking about, I'm not the mother of the internet. Nobody. First of all, I'm the queen of YouTube, girl. Nobody cares about you being the mother of the internet. What the hell is wrong with you? Who says stuff like that? We don't care if Megyn Kelly likes something or not. Like, that's, we don't care. Whatever you used to be, I'm sure you were bad at that. Former litigator. That's a joke. You're scared of Candace. Of all the aliens on Earth, you're afraid of a dumb cult leader. It's like Candace got dirt on Megyn Kelly, and she knows if she says something out of line, then Candace and her cult just gonna go in full force on her. Never mind, Megyn Kelly has like 4 or 5 million supporters over there on her YouTube channel. They might be all Candace's people, who knows? But she knows. It's like Candace has something on Megyn Kelly that keeps her ass in check. Megyn, you are a coward. And you're a coward because you're afraid of Candace. You know she should have been corrected with this whole thing with Erica Kirk and TPUSA. Then you want to walk around talking about, I facilitated that meeting. Girl, bye, Felicia. Kick rocks. You didn't facilitate a damn thing. You scared to tell her, will you post up evidence and keep it moving? Keep living. This ain't it. Nope, can't tell her that. Funny how Candace still watches my show when she's here. She knows she's bad at what she does. And steals my quips. But Megyn Kelly, who's got just almost as many supporters as Candace does, is a coward and too afraid to tell Candace to kick rocks and go pee in the bed somewhere else. Stop lying about what's going on with Charlie Kirk and TPUSA trying to destroy this man's credibility because you were in love with him. Megyn Kelly is too afraid, too much of a coward, to tell Candace the truth. Candace, your yeast infection is infecting everyone.
So real, and it always starts with something like that, just controlling speech. Like, I have been no fan of Nick Fuentes, but I remember the peer pressure campaign that came from the pro-Israel lobby to compel me to say something about him. Why? Why? Just like she is saying, I'm not his mom. So this was way back when I didn't even know anything about his content, nothing. I knew who he was, but I wasn't watching Nick Fuentes' show. He was kicked off of every platform. And they were just demanding that of me. I remember the text messages from Seth Dillon trying to compel me to say something about Nick Fuentes. And the emotional manipulation of it all. I'm going, why do I have to say something about Nick Fuentes? There's like tons of articles about Nick Fuentes. He's been kicked out of all these events. Why do you need me to personally do it? That's what it's about. It's about making sure that they can control your platform. And I'm sorry, they behave like a gang, as I've expressed many times. That was my experience. You behave like a gang, trying to basically say you're not allowed to have a mic and speak unless you're willing to bend the knee to us. And it's frankly speaking wrong. And what I think is more wrong than even that is that so many men have microphones and don't come out and condemn it explicitly, vociferously, name names. Like you should just like obviously recognize, and not even condemning the fact that they're bullying these people, but recognizing rather the threat to our speech. That's real. You purport to say that you care about American values. Okay. People want to get laws passed. People are bullying people, trying to compel them to speech. People are making threats to people's livelihoods. And in some cases, as I believe the case with Charlie Kirk, some people are killed. Are actually murdered because they can't get controlled. So if you're going to purport to be a person that cares about American values and purport to care about the fight and recognizing what we are up against, you might want to recognize that this Israel is starting to squeeze Americans. And by the way, beyond anybody else, forget the men that have microphones, I actually want to say that our government allowing another party that I'm compelled to give my tax dollars to, I'm compelled to actually give my tax dollars to Israel. Allowing them to stand up and declare me an enemy of the state, I have to pay for that? Where's JD Vance on this? Where's Trump on this? Where are all of the Congress members on this? I don't know. Am I wrong for thinking that should be unacceptable? The way that they speak about us while we have to fund their military exercises all around the world, or military aims all around the world. I mean, it actually drives me totally insane taxes. That I have to pay these people my taxes. I have to go to work. We all have to go.
Candace, stop it, you heifer. Stop it. You want us to believe you pay taxes. Yeah, I was about to call her the B word and say, B, please. Please. Girl, stop. Candace. All you global elites try to do is avoid paying taxes. That's why you have so many LLCs where you lying like hell on tax documents. You know, all these 501c3s and all this nonsense, that Parler Inc. thing that is still garbage, no matter how much George wants that to be a real thing. Because he's a real boy. No, you're not going to sit here and have us think that you're actually paying taxes. And then you're trying to complain about paying taxes because of Israel. No, heifer, you paying them damn taxes. $244 million. You and Boys Club are worth $244 million. All the money you've earned for lying like hell all over YouTube for the last 3-4 good months. And you actually want people to believe that you're having a problem paying some taxes. Girl, if you don't kick rocks, that you paying them taxes. You hear me? Or you gonna have to leave the United States of America. There's no way she's gonna see him make all this money and think she's not gonna pay taxes after getting all the tax breaks she probably gets. All these tax exemptions and loopholes that I'm sure her and Boys Club try to find. Because, he just got to get his bikini wax on every 2 months. Oh, Boys Club. And yet you want to see him talk about not paying taxes. You and him can take y'all asses back to the UK. Whenever y'all are ready for George to return, please let us know. We will pack his ass up. Him, Candace, and the 4 kids, they all can go back to the UK since she thinks she doesn't have to pay taxes here because Israel. Girl, if you don't kick rocks. Talk about where's Trump and JD Vance on this. They done your ass. What the hell? Girl, pay them damn taxes and shut
to work to support the nation that is demanding that our speech gets suppressed. And we are the last stand. So use your speech while we still have it. All right. Top comment from the last episode is, I think it's safe to say it is never a good thing when our military is going to other countries to help children. Yes, we talked about that. I created that column. Obviously, he was using Excel sheet in all the wrong ways, but created a clear column to speak about how many times sex trafficking has come up in the story, the history of our military, and I have received since then even more explosive information. And so we're going to get into that later this week. You are absolutely correct. I do not believe that our military is helping children around the world. I do not think that is their explicit aim. In fact, I think it's much darker than that. I think we all sense that. We will take a brief break before I read the rest of your comments. All right, you guys, you do not have to overhaul your entire life in 2026. You can start.
Candace, no.
You know what I was thinking?
So this is the second show she did on Tuesday. So we'll do Monday, Tuesday tonight. Because I was going to do all 4. I got all 4 lined up. Then tomorrow we'll do Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Because this is something else. I can't even y'all listen. It's so hard to go 10 minutes straight in her video because she's so ridiculous. Candace, it's the stupidity, it just oozes through my laptop. You can't make this stuff up. This girl is just all, you can tell when she's off script. It's like there's no way Boys Club is reading this script and saying, yeah, this is good. Yeah, Candace, go ahead. Go, you go, girl. You go, girl. Look at you doing it. Let's rock your hair. Like he really cares about women. Like, you can't make this up. Y'all let us know when over there in the UK when y'all ready for George Farmer to be shipped back. We will ship his ass back. Boys Club, you got to go. You can't make this up. So it's hard for me to get through 10 minutes to this without either laughing or pausing because she says something yet again that's just dumber than the last thing she said. As the more she speaks, the dumber she sounds. That's something else, Candace. That's probably your only talent. It is the stupidity of it all. You can't make this stuff up, man. All right, y'all. You all been hanging out with me. So we 2 hours in. Does George live with Candace in Tennessee? Yes. Yes, he does, Mom. Y'all know the fuck his green card. Get his ass out of here. Can he be deported? George Farmer, I promise you, we will deport your ass if you don't get a handle on Candace and tell her to make you a sandwich once and for all. If you don't tell Candace to make you a sandwich, we will deport you. Do you understand? That's something listen, that'll be one deportation I will not care about. George Farmer got deported today. Yes! Y'all, let's bless God together. They deporting George Farmer's ass the hell up out of here. Like I would not even think twice about it. Is he taking Candace with him? It sucks the kids will have to grow up over there in the UK, but they got family over there. They're fine. She can still homeschool. Candace, go on with George. Y'all married together, you get deported together. Bye. Can't make this up. Oh, bye, Felicia. LLC said you aren't ready for Wednesday and Thursday episodes, believe me. Oh, Lord. Guys that watch President Trump and Dick DeVos, this should be spectacular. Crush says, LLC, hello, sis. How are you? Love the content. Thank you, Crush. How you doing? Shout out to you. Call Ice. I know, right? Y'all call Ice and send him over there to Candace. Because you keep effing around with people's YouTube channels. These content creators gonna start calling ICE and sending them to your house. ICE gonna start kicking in some doors over there in Tennessee on that Ranch Valley. Or she gonna be mad. All the moo cows and the chickens and stuff, they just gonna start plucking and a moo cowing, and the dogs are gonna be a barking and a howling. It's gonna be something else. All the pigs gonna start snorting. Everything on the farm will be disturbed at once. Because Candace keeps effing around with people's YouTube channels because she doesn't like our First Amendment rights. And now ICE is coming in to collect George's ass. Literally. George, come out that closet. We know you're here. Your dad is outside, and he goes running out. That's probably the best way to lure him out the house. Tell him his dad is there. And his dad is about to cut him off financially. Your father's here. He's about to cut you out the wheel. Dog, no, wait a minute. That'd be the only thing to get George out the damn house. Tell his ass he is out of the wheel. His dad is leaving him no money. And that $244 million is all going to the Macrones because his idiot, alien, demonic wife is catching lawsuits and doesn't know how to shut the hell up with lying. You tell him all of that, he'll probably just leave the U.S. willingly. We won't even have to, like, it won't be hard. He'll be like, you know what? I give up. The Lady Luck Club is right. I'm leaving. I'm broke as hell, and I can't do it. I'm going back to my boys' club. It's the only place I feel safe. All right, y'all, let's get to it. It's raining men. I have to laugh about this stuff. Tuesday's episode coming up. Candace and her crazy ass yeast infection. Let's go.
I think that one of the more compelling questions that was raised with our Becoming Brigitte series was, is it possible for someone to be like, yeah, no, really, all of my friends keep getting trouble for abusing kids, but I swear it's not me, just all my friends. I find myself kind of arriving at this same question regarding Turning Point Faith. I don't like Turning Point Faith. I'm an enemy of Turning Point Faith. There, I said it. I think it's pretty obvious. I don't like it at all. These pastors, their backgrounds, finding God, the grift of finding God I'm referring to, becoming very obvious. I'm asking the question, how many connections are too many connections when it comes to activity in the East on military bases? Also, you are going to believe me now because I'm going to show you this lawsuit that they're going through. It's making its way through the courts anyway. Just allegations, I suppose you could say, but it certainly puts another coin in the Candace was right jar. So let's jump right into it. Welcome back to Candace.
She gets sued again? Please let that happen. Candace, everybody should sue your ass. Just line up. That judge is going to put her in place. It's going to be awesome.
Okay, today's show is going to be brought to you by Nimi Skincare. So thank you to them. It's refreshing to work with a brand that has not... I spoke to the influencers at the retreat, and this is not suspicion, by the way. Bill Ackman confirmed it, that he gave this presentation to encourage younger generations not to own property. Like, I'm sorry, what? Yeah, you should just rent for the rest of your life. Just become rent slaves for the rest of your life.
Candace, did you ever pay that apartment complex that $19,000 judgment you were ordered to pay because you didn't go to court because you're an idiot? Y'all, recurrent yeast infections and LASIK surgery. Like she put that in court documents that she had recurrent yeast infections. You had to get LASIK surgery. What are you removing, Candace? You know, that alien skin peeling is something else, y'all. Candace, we're not here to help you revitalize your alien skin. Like, it is what it is. Let it peel, girl. Just let it come off. You can't make this up. She sued an apartment complex for black mold that she allowed to grow and fester in her apartment. Lived with for 7 months, did not pay rent, by the way, and claimed that she was having recurrent yeast infections because of it. Candace, you should have never let me read those cartoons.
I feel like that so perfectly fits into this narrative, this global narrative that we have, where it seems like somebody hit a button and they are rushing and they just want to buy up land. They're doing it through a lot of different venues, private equity, buying a bunch of land. Then you have these unnatural disasters and suddenly the land's super cheap. And of course, their preferred method of war. War everywhere all the time. So many people, oh my gosh, you won't believe what these radicals are doing. And of course, it just seems to be that whenever Bibi Netanyahu's around the corner, like, hey, I want that piece of land, suddenly our media starts telling us, hey, you wouldn't believe how free these people are trying to get in Iran. These people are really, we need to free the Iranians. Oh, they've been living in oppression. Bibi's over here like, ooh, land. Oh, no, really? It's about spreading democracy. Code word, that's military code word for dropping bombs and stealing a bunch of stuff that isn't ours.
Candace, you dumb demon. Why don't you just listen? You obsess over Israel. Why don't you move to Palestine? Here's a thought. Candace Amber Owens Farmer, aka the walking yeast infection, should just move her ass over to Palestine. Bye. Pack your stuff up. Let us know when you pack it up. Why don't you live stream it? We'll all root you on as you pack up and move to Palestine. Because, you know, you can take your money, go over there and help stimulate their economy. You still got to come to court because the Macrons are suing the hell out of you. But you can move there. You can go help people there, you know, go live in a commune, start your little cult there. It'll be something else. Then you can go stand at the wall wherever the line in the stand is drawn with Israel and go face them head on. Since you know you got all this mouth and you don't do anything behind it, no action. All talk, no action. You know, because heifers and moo cows don't do anything but moo. They do nothing else. Eat grass, graze, and leave shit all over the place and moo. That's it. It's pretty much it. You what are you actually going? You're not going over there to advocate for anything. So once again, you're still useless. What are you doing all this for, Candace? Where's all of this getting you?
Land isn't ours. Anyways, war with Iran, it's now back on the table firmly. Why? Because, well, Israel wants it. And one of the more interesting things in the Charlie Kirk timeline, our master timeline we've created is the month of June. Because we know that during the month of June, according to Tucker Carlson and other people who have come out and spoken about this, Charlie goes head to head with Bibi Netanyahu. And Charlie wins, by the way, in the moment. He lobbies in the month of June for President Trump not to get involved in Israel's war with Iran. He says just limit it to taking out their nuclear sites. Anything more than that, and you're going to lose the base. And get everybody around Trump. Trump is completely infiltrated. They're a bunch of Zionists. They're lobbying on behalf of Israel. No, do more. Get involved. Charlie wins. Charlie was adamant that war with Iran would not benefit the Trump campaign, and it would not benefit the American people. And we can hear him in his own words on this because I find it compelling that they want us to honor Charlie by not asking questions, donating money, but not by actually carrying forth his actual ideas, things that came out of his mouth, the issues that he was concerned with in the months leading up to his life. So let's listen to Charlie Kirk regarding the neocons who could buy their way, apparently, onto the Turning Point USA stage and their insistence that we need to go to war with Iran. Take a listen.
Let's do some updates about Israel and Iran and potentially the United States. On one side is the Lindsey Graham, John Bolton types, where they are actively calling for regime change. Here is Lindsey Graham. This is just lunacy. This kind of analysis is not helpful. This kind of approach, this kind of argument, it has nothing to do with
Candace, why are you slicing up this video like this? We can clearly see the breaks in this. You're literally slicing up after each word. That's called deception, you dummy. You're being deceptive, Candace. Let the entire video play. She's slicing it up to where you can see it's like after every other word, it's a break. Why even play it if you're going to do this? This is so crazy. Clearly, the average person can see that she is editing the hell out of this video for him to say what she wants him to say. She won't just stop upset. Look how she obsesses over him. Look how she's looking at him. It's like angst and hate because he didn't marry her. He wasn't stun you. He saw you as a plague. Walking yeast infection. You can't make this up. Candace, he didn't like you. At some point, you're going to have to accept that. Why don't you go to the basement, throw everything at the wall except your degrees that you don't have, and accept the fact that Charlie Kirk did not like you. He didn't like you. I mean, who would? We don't have time for demonic aliens on our planet. You're an evil being. He didn't pick you. He didn't want you. The end. You're having a hard time getting over it. Gosh, she looks at him like she's loathing. It's absolutely ridiculous. Why slice up this video?
Weapons at this point. This is now that we want to go all in and take out the regime. It's time for us to close the chapter on the Iranian Ayatollah and his henchmen and start a new chapter in the Middle East. And that sounds good, doesn't it? But what have we learned when it comes to wars, and especially wars in the Middle East? What you draw up on a whiteboard rarely happens. What you think theoretically is going to occur, there might be unintended and unforeseen consequences, especially when you're talking about a country 2.5 times the size of Texas. It has 90 million people and was an ancient and great power with well over a dozen ethnic groups. You have underground Christians. You don't really have many Jews left in Persia, but also you have secular younger Persians. Who's going to run the country exactly, Lindsey Graham? This sounds like Hillary Rodham Clinton in Libya.
Well, I would push back, Charlie, only to say that it's very much the intended result. I find it so funny when people make the argument, well, you wouldn't want to live in this country in the Middle East. You wouldn't want to live in Iraq.
Why are you pushing back? He's deceased. He can't even defend himself, you clown. You can't make this up. Candace, I know you watching, you heifer. Why are you pushing back against someone who cannot give a rebuttal? You know how ridiculous that is. It's like me talking to a wall. That's it. And the wall can't say anything. And yet you're telling the wall, hey, wall, I know I'm going to push back on you standing there painted white, because it's just like, it's just a blink Casper ghost type of feel, and the wall can't defend itself. What are we doing this for? This is absolutely absurd. Just so she can disagree with him? Candace, we all know that you're mad at Charlie Kirk not marrying you. We know that. Do you have to show us that every other episode?
Obviously, the West is the best. Yeah, do you want to know why I wouldn't want to live there? I want to live in Libya. I want to live in Iraq. Because we bombed them. And we wouldn't stop bombing them. We bombed them pretty much into the actual dark ages. That's the goal of these things, is to make it so these people can't live ahead and live in poverty. So yeah, no, you're right. I wouldn't want to live there because neocons insist on...
Okay, so why don't you invite them to come live on the farm with you and George in Tennessee? George, scoot over. All of Palestine is moving into your home. Candace is going to be inviting people from Palestine to come move here. And she will give you a home and some food and clothes and water, access to health care, all these things. Candace Owens is going to provide you. They should be so excited, Candace, because you're going to do something about all this lip service you're giving. Running your mouth and shit. All of this, you're going to actually do something about it because you have the money to do it. Because your hate is helping you make money. Yeah, shout out to the comment. I saw that in the comment section. Her hate is helping her make money. So why don't you put some of that money back into the countries, Candace, that you're claiming that you're advocating for? Why don't you let these Palestinians come stay in your home and then help them get their own home? Not rent, but own. Help buy homes for them. Why don't you do that? Let's see Candace Owens give back to Palestine.
Bombing and taking these countries' resources and controlling them therein. With really kind of gangs. That's kind of the methodology. Gangs will then run the streets and we will supply the weapons anyways. Tucker Carlson similarly echoed this at the time. Lindsey Graham was just doing what Lindsey Graham does. I think personally, he's got the largest blackmail file. Whatever Israel has on him, it is terrifying. Okay. It is terrifying. We know what Lindsey Graham probably gets up to. We've had some male hookers come out come out and make some allegations, but they were running a pretty sophisticated blackmail ring in DC. And Lindsey Graham just comes out and immediately is like, whatever Israel wants all the time, bomb them now. And Tucker Carlson, I think, put it quite succinctly when he said this about Lindsey Graham. Take a listen.
What you don't want are flighty, emotionally incontinent, silly people on the payroll of foreign nations making decisions in an empire, because that's how you get in trouble. People like, just throwing this out there, say Lindsey Graham. Here he is in the aftermath of Venezuela.
To the people of Iran, we stand with you tonight. We stand for you taking back your country from the Ayatollah, religious Nazi, who kills you and terrorizes the world. We pray for you. We support you. Donald J. Trump is not Barack Obama. He has your back. And to the Ayatollahs, you need to understand, if you keep killing your people who are demanding a better life, Donald J. Trump is going to kill you.
Every time you see that guy on TV, it really just reminds you of like getting pulled over for DUI with your drunk girlfriend in the passenger seat, screaming at the cop, "You can't do this! Take your hands off him! He's gonna beat you up!" Lindsey Graham really is the drunk.
Tucker Carlson, where did you learn how to talk so high? Y'all hear how high his voice go? What kind of nonsense? He go from talking, he try to talk like all Susan says.
Getting pulled over for DUI with your drunk girlfriend in the passenger seat, screaming at the cop, "You can't do this! Take your hands off him! He's gonna beat you up!" Lindsey Graham really is the drunk girlfriend, picking fights he'll never have to participate in. We're gonna kill you. Settle down.
He is so correct with that analogy.
Tucker
That is exactly
Tucker Carlson. I'm gonna need you to let that other ball sack drop. Hang low, buddy. You can't make this up. Why you talk? His voice go real high. I just noticed that. I don't listen to him. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't listen to Tucker Carlson.
who he is, but I think he's got tears in his eyes. I think they called him. They're like, "We were going to release the file right now. Everyone's going to see what you did." And he's like, "That's Lindsey Graham." Anyways, back to Charlie. I want to now show you this in our master timeline. Charlie going head to head with Bibi Netanyahu because June is when things start to look funny. Okay, not a great thing in your life to win against the murderous Israeli regime. Okay, not so concerned about Iran. Very concerned about the murderous Israeli regime. Okay. And we're going to look at that timeline between just the dates of May 13th through to June 24th. Now, I know you don't even know this plane, this purple plane, light purple plane, SUBTU. This is when we get to the Egyptian planes here, but I'm building this all up for you with the priests and the pastors and Liberty University. There's a reason that we're waiting on that. But SUBTU is a plane. First, our anchor plane comes in. The anchor plane comes in May 23rd, lands into Provo. And I think in terms of the patterns that I'm seeing with the Egyptian planes, it gets there before their A-lister arrives. You know, like they get there, maybe scope the place first because somebody big's on board. May 27th is when
Candace,
that follow-up plane.
This girl, why do you keep typing up this stuff and expecting us to believe this is facts? Oh, that's right. Her coat does. Okay, good. Oh, child, just get through this.
Comes in. That's always going to be a quick trip. And if you actually look this up on Flight Radar, you would not see this trip. It's going to look to you like this tail number, SUBTU.
Yeah, because it's not real. Candace, you would not see the trip because it's not real. You still have yet to show us the actual planes. And I don't get it. This makes no sense. Did we all see photos of those planes? I didn't. I didn't see photos of these planes. You make this stuff, you're typing this stuff up. What evidence did you pull this from?
Okay, is just flying around in circles in Cairo. I have been able to confirm that they are able to trick their transponders and they can leave the nation. So it is a fact. You're not going to be able to see this on Flight Radar.
Even if they turn up the transponders, Candace, they're not supposed to do that until they land and their plane is ready to be cut off. That data has to constantly record. It's the only way the ATC and the pilots know what's going on with the plane. Why would they want to cut it off? Do you understand why a plane would want to cut off a transponder? Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. Why are we on these planes again? Put Candace in a padded room. Put her ass in a padded room with white walls and a white straight jacket and say, "Hey, you remember all that crack is whack? Yeah, we got it in a needle for you." You can't make this up. Oh my God. I'll be claiming this Scooby-Doo investigation is. Candace, we're going to have George deported. That's it. We're just gonna have him deported. And if you love him, you gonna go with his ass. Okay. We get him deported. That way you won't have a choice. You gotta go with him because you love him. And it's raining men. You can't make this up. This is absolute bonkers.
I see a lot of activity looking like it's just going around. But this tail number SUBTU is going to fly into Provo, and this Walid Mahmoud is going to be aboard.
It came
that's
back on exactly
because that's going to be the same Walid Mahmoud that's going to be on our yellow plane on the day of Charlie Kirk's assassination. And there's no transponding. Anyways, then we have it departs on June 2nd. Back, it leaves Provo, heading back to Cairo. And once again, it does not transpond during that flight, but I have confirmed that those planes were in fact in Provo. Immediately following this trip, Iran and Israel's 12-day war commences. Okay. Now, maybe actually, since it wasn't transponding, who knows? Maybe it went to DC. That plane could have actually gone to DC. I don't know. I shouldn't even say it went back to Cairo. But on June 13th, Iran and Israel's 12-day war commences. Every time I start building these planes, something's going on in Israel and these planes get going. And I've learned Provo basically has a city underground. Pretty safe place, I would say. I would speculate that if you need to get a very important person out of the area, out of Israel during wartime, Provo would be a great place for this person to go. And there were some strange cancellations. But again, I'm going to save that government cancellations in Provo at that time. But I'm going to save that again for when we go through the Egyptian planes. Point being is that Iran and Israel's 12-day war commences. And we know that then between June 14th and June 21st, leading up to our Operation Midnight Hammer, which is when we send out the planes to bomb Fordow, Charlie's lobbying and saying no more involvement, no more involvement. Okay. Another interesting thing, which I didn't introduce as I've been building out this timeline in the background, is that on June 19th, Erica purges her Instagram. Okay. She deletes 126 Instagram posts. By no means a little. That is according to Social Blade. And we have that somewhere so you can see that. So I don't know, maybe Charlie's saying, I feel threatened. We don't know what people knowing where we're going. Who knows? That's a noticeable purge of content that takes place in the same time frame. I just wanted to explain that to you because it's on the master timeline. And then, like I said, what happens is, bam, we decide to bomb Fordow, a limited military exercise. And everyone,
what does Erica deleting her Instagram have to do with anything with a war in another country, Candace? You know, we know you don't have a brain, you alien. We know you don't have a soul or a conscience. We know that math is hard for you. And colors and shapes. Like, we understand all of that. Well, what does the Instagram, like her deleting Instagram post, have to do with any conflict in Israel or Iran? Period. Like, why do you care about this? This is mundane. June 19th, Erica purges her Instagram, deletes 126 posts. Who cares? You're having people's YouTube channels shut down because you and your dumb cult members, you know, the brainless goons that worship the ground you walk on, figured out, I guess, on your own that words are hard. The English language is not what you thought it was. We don't speak Ewok. Like, you have a temper tantrum because someone says something you don't like. Because, you know, free speech and all. Like, this is insane. Who cares? Will you just tell us who pulled the trigger on the gun? Candace, where were you on the day of September 10th when Charlie Kirk was at UVU when he got shot? Where the hell were you and George Farmer at? I want to know where you and Boys Club at. And I want video camera footage to prove that you were wherever you say you were. That's what I want. I think it's all time for Candace to start telling us what the hell she was on September 10th. Candace, don't make me start a revolution, heifer. I will. And then all other content creators will start questioning, where was Candace Owens on September 10th when Charlie Kirk was shot? Funny how she doesn't give an account of her whereabouts. She hasn't given us surveillance camera footage. How do we know that she was actually taping one of her demonic shows? How do we know that? As far as we know, she could have been doing a seance on the way to UVU. Candace, because we can all go there as well. We can all ask questions. What was George Farmer at? Maybe George Farmer looks like one of those kids in that blue hat, the maroon shirt. Maybe he was wearing that. What was George at? You know, she never said where he was on September 10th. George, bring your ass to the front. Not literal. Where the hell was George Farmer at on September 10th when Charlie Kirk was being shot? Anybody know? Because I don't think she ever told us. Yeah, we need Candace. We need Candace's metadata. Candace, we want you and Boys Club's metadata from all your phones. He might have like 2 or 3 hidden. Check the left cheek. There might be some up in there. Who knows? I want to know exactly where he was. Perhaps he was wearing a maroon shirt with a blue ball cap. Maybe he met up with Tyler Robinson at Dairy Queen. Who knows? They could have been wearing the same thing. What was George Farmer? Yeah, I think we all should start, trying to investigate Candace and George. Where the hell were they at? People scared to do it? Oh, Candace, we want your metadata, girl. Give us that metadata. You and George, Boys Club, give us that metadata. While you sitting here playing around in the studio doing these weird ass videos and stuff, your silhouette. Because you're trying to show us how stealthy you really are. Where the hell was he at? If we catch you in one of them airports, George, that's it. You done. We deporting your ass for real. Now you're going to jail. That's where you're going to go. Where's George's metadata? That's what we want. Where the hell was he at? Send us the surveillance camera footage. We want to see when he left the house, when he came back, if he went to get drinks or a glass of milk, maybe with a Michael or something like that. Who knows? A milkshake. Perhaps he went out and had a burger and some fries with the boys. Where the hell was he at? And why would he not want you to go to Phoenix to face Erica Kirk? Is it because someone might recognize his ass? Literally. Oh man, George, I can go on for days and make jokes about that. Perhaps someone would have recognized him. Maybe that's why he didn't want her to go to Phoenix and face Erica Kirk in TPUSA. They probably would have recognized him. They would have been like, one of them kids, one of them boys would have been like, "Hey, dude, I saw you here September 10th. This is the guy that was running on the backside of the campus." Is that why, George? Somebody might spot you out. You told her no real quick. Normally, you don't say shit at all. He doesn't say a damn word. All of a sudden, he knows how to put his foot down and try to be assertive. When it came to her going to Phoenix, though. So she claimed. That's what Candace claims, Boys Club. Your wife was the one who said. You told her no, she couldn't go to Phoenix. Is it because someone might have spotted you? Yeah, we're going to keep asking these damn questions. Hell yeah. Yep. Candace Brett. There you go. What's going on, Gary? How you doing, honey? Candace blamed everyone else except for herself, yet she had the most to gain. Candace. Perhaps George was at UVU on September 10th, the day that Charlie was shot. And now you're trying to catapult George Farmer to be CEO of TPUSA. Because you're so mad at Charlie not marrying you. And George Farmer doesn't give a damn. We all know that. Your little lavender marriage. Yeah, he doesn't care if she obsesses over another man who's deceased, who was married with 2 kids. Because if George Farmer actually cared, don't you think he would have told Candace by now to go make him a damn sandwich at least 3 times over? She's been at this for 4 months nonstop, people. 4 months nonstop. If George Farmer actually cared about her obsessing over Charlie Kirk for 4 months, he would have told her, knock this off and find something else to talk about after the second week. But he hasn't, because he doesn't care. He doesn't care that she's making a boatload of money. He doesn't care that she's obsessing over someone else's husband that did not pick her. And now he's deceased and he can't defend himself and fight back. And he's okay with these episodes being posted. He doesn't give two shits. I said it. Why is that? Why would George Farmer not care about his wife obsessing over a deceased man who was married with 2 kids for 4 months straight? She's bragging about how she was sick and crying when she found out he was assassinated. And not one time did you hear George Farmer come out and give any condolences. He didn't do a video with her saying, from our family to yours, if there's anything you need, Erica Kirk, let us know. We're here for you and the kids. Not one time did George Farmer come out as the alleged leader of this household and do a video with her where he offers his condolences for the loss of Charlie Kirk to TPUSA, to his parents, to Erica Kirk. Not once. So, Candace, George, where the hell were you two at on September 10th, 2025, when Charlie Kirk was assassinated? We want your metadata. We want to know where the hell he was. Because George looks like the type of person that could sneak in and out of somewhere and pay a lot of people off to get away with it. We're going to keep asking these questions. And you know, girl, you have her. If I start researching this stuff and posting up evidence, I'm going to have documentation. While you sitting here trying to get people's YouTube channels taken down. You clown. Yep. We're going to keep asking questions, y'all. It's time to investigate Candace and George on September 10th. Where the hell were they at? Candace, I have the entire internet talking about it because I'm the queen of YouTube. Can't make this up. Let's get back to it. Come on here.
Says, war with Iran is over. The Panicans were wrong. And we were going, no, we weren't wrong. We weren't wrong. What BB wants, BB gets. So this just means we're hitting pause. And now we're here. Okay. Now we are actually here and they are demanding that we get more involved. And now they're doing their preferred, just in time, a color revolution. They're taking to the streets, demanding freedom. Wow. Really, CIA and Mossad, if you haven't done this literally in every country, like if you could just do a new strategy, I might actually believe that.
Exactly.
I don't even believe that like 2% that's what's happening in that country. It's just, color revolution. And it was organic and we're here to rescue them. Anyways, it's interesting. All of this is interesting because we don't see those principles of no involvement, staying away from neocons. We don't hear that now being reflected at Turning Point USA. Like we're trying to figure out in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination, which was obviously a good thing for Bibi Netanyahu, his war ambitions in Iran, what exactly has this organization become? Well, here's one thing that I can tell you, and you probably will believe this, but yesterday, obviously, I speculated, because I am enemies with their faith division, that it was, in fact, created in the image of the Moonies cult, a Korean cult. And after I questioned their expansion into estate planning as it pertains to the elderly, I was going, kind of weird. They used to just want a donation. Now they kind of want you to put them in your wills. Someone brought it to my attention that there actually was a lawsuit filed at the end of 2024 against Turning Point USA and YAF with exactly the inclinations that I had underscored. Okay, remember, I told you the assassination of Abe Shinzo, the former prime minister of Japan, longtime prime minister. He gets assassinated because the person was destitute, broke, and said, Abe, you are to blame for this. Your entire cabinet is filled with this. You've been pushing this. And my brother committed suicide. I almost committed suicide. We don't even have enough money to eat because my mother gave all of her money to this church, the Unification Church. Well, guess what? This is real life. In December of 2024, a court petition was filed challenging the last will
I need to pause because we got some supers. Shout out to you, Heather Rose, for the $9.99 super. Oh, okay. Let me read this. Thank you so much, by the way, for your generosity. Catholics don't believe purgatory is hell, but a place of final purification before entrance into heaven for those who died in God's friendship, but were only imperfectly purified, aka non-Catholics. Oh, that is interesting. You know what? I learned something new today. Thank you for that. I'm gonna be honest. I saw the FX Christmas Carol, and there's a scene of a purgatory, and it looked like hell, like a sweatshop in hell. That's it. So thank you for that information. I appreciate that. Shout out to you. Yeah, shout out to Heather Rose for the 99 super. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. And then Crush 1933. Crush sent us a $5 super sticker. Thank you for the $5 super sticker. Just because I appreciate your generosity. Thank you so much. You guys, it's so good to see you all. Minnie, how you doing, honey? What's going on, y'all? Listen. It's been a crazy week, but you know what better way to end it out than laughing at Candace, the yeast infection. You can't make this up. What is she rambling about now? The Moonies? Yeah, she's still on this Korean cult thing that they're gonna whoop her ass. I'm telling you all right now. They're not gonna take kindly to Candace, Amber Owens Farmer, talking about anything going on in their country. They just don't, Candace. I mean, it's obvious. One of the reasons why. You're an idiot. They don't care about what you think. But you got a whole lot of people over there that, you know, they don't take kindly to an American trying to tell them anything about what's going on in their country, especially if you're mocking it. Can't make this up. So she gonna catch it. Hey, X-Files, how you doing? What's going on? She gonna catch it, y'all. Thank you so much. Shout out to all of you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So she gonna catch it. Oh, she gonna catch it. You keep going on after Korea, child, north or south, they don't care. They're not gonna sit here and keep letting you keep berating them about what's going on over there. Once again, Candace doesn't care about what's going on in the U.S. at all, not even a little bit.
And testament and trust of a man named Alton C. Jennings. Okay, Alton died at 95 years old. He had a very long life. Per the lawsuit, these are still just allegations. Per the lawsuit, Alton began showing signs of cognitive decline in 2020. And at that time, a year later, rather, in 2021, he hired a caretaker. That caretaker's name is Mitch Manley Sr. Okay, so you're thinking, Grandpa now has a caretaker. We're good. I should tell you this lawsuit was filed by his grandson. In this lawsuit, the grandson alleges that thereafter, Mitch Manley Sr. isolated his declining grandfather from his friends, from his family, and he seized control of his finances. Now, I should now tell you that Mitch Manley's son, so Mitch Manley's the caretaker, his son is Mitch Manley Jr., who was working for Turning Point USA at this time. He's actually working on Charlie Kirk's show. So his dad's taking care of this old man who's in cognitive decline. And here we go.
Yeah, T Mimi, I agree. Candace is definitely a witch. Wicked witch of the YouTube. Candace, you have people that actually believe that you're a witch because you ask questions that the Bible describes as witchcraft. You say things that the Bible indicates to be of witchcraft and unfamiliar spirits. So asking her if she's a witch is not far-fetched when she talks about having dreams and visions with dead people. You know, summoning up the dead and stuff. Yeah, it's not uncommon, Candace. We're just going to say you're a witch. That's it. She's a witch. Her and her yeast infection, two witches.
Son is working for Turning Point USA. And would you believe it, lo and behold, when the elderly man died less than 3 years later, at the age of 95, the family discovered that he had changed his will. He changed his will in November of 2023. So for clarity, just 4 months before this man died at the age of 95, he moved to change his will. You'll never guess who he decided to leave his estate to. Estate, which was valued at $25 million. He left it, split it amongst Turning Point Action, headed up by none other than Tyler Boyer. Ta-da! And YAF. What can I say, you guys? Granddad was a patriot in his senile state. He's like, you know what? I know that I had my grandson and my family, but I just decided that at the ripe age of 93, actually, I would like to give to causes in Arizona. And so bye-bye, grandson. How does that make you guys feel? I don't know. I am just amazed. I'm actually, oh man, the Moonies cult just opened everything. Everything is just locking into place suddenly. And look, I want to be clear, just so I sound like a cultist. I'm sure this was all done for God. Really, who could possibly think otherwise? If you have any questions about that story or you want more details, I want you to know that you are trying to destroy Charlie's legacy. Everybody grieves differently, okay? And yeah, some people have wills and estates changed for 93-year-old men, and the money is awarded to themselves. It's the best way to grieve. Now, why is this all just feeling so the opposite of godly, almost satanic? Yeah, welcome to politics. And speaking of satanic, and I mean literally of satanic, many of you were emailing us regarding a certain board member at Turning Point USA, right? We kept discussing this element of militant faith. Oh, these pastors happen to be in the military. Oh, it's kind of weird. Backgrounds in high-ranking military members.
Oh, Lord, what is
people using about? Christianity for ultimately what looks like militant aims.
She's just rambling.
Global governance. For whatever reason, when we explore that topic, we also find this recurring theme of sex abuse. It's almost as if all of these satanic things are coming in the name of.
And I said this last time. You know, I'm so glad you said this. People can leave their money to whomever they want, Candace. People can donate whatever they want to a nonprofit organization. Right on point, S-Files. It's like Candace has not figured that out yet. But yet, she will help some random idiot named Mitch Snow raise $250,000, but won't help raise money to send to Palestine. You know, because she cares about what's going on with the kids and the families there in Palestine, but she won't do anything humanitarian-wise over there. She won't fly her little happy ass over there and go help them out at all with nothing because she doesn't give two shits. But she cares about someone donating money to a nonprofit organization that he chose to leave money to. You can't make this up. Candace, it's not your money. It shouldn't matter to you who donates to TPUSA. But yet, TPUSA bailed out Blexit. Yep, they bailed it out. They took possession of Blexit. They bought it. They acquired it when it was in the hole. When Blexit was in the hole by negative $1.72 million, TPUSA acquired it. And Candace didn't have a problem with that at all. As a matter of fact, she doesn't even bring it up. Candace, why don't you talk about TPUSA buying Blexit? Because you spent over $1.7 million on dumb shit. We'll wait. When are you going to bring that up? I mean, if you're going to sit here and talk about people donating to TPUSA, why not talk about TPUSA buying your little crappy ass company that you ran in a hole by over $1.7 million? 553,000 of it went to Optimize Consulting LLC, a social media fundraising company. Another LLC. 284,000 went to Olympic Media LLC, that's affiliated with Parler Inc. Because Candace, we can do this all day, you demonic alien. But yet, you won't even give them credit for buying Blexit when it was in the hole. It had nothing to offer. Kind of like you, Candace. Blexit is you, Candace. Neither have offer anything to offer. Financially bankrupt, financially draining. No significance to any community whatsoever, especially the Black community, because that's what Brexit was supposed to be about. And it was just a cover up for a bunch of other lies. Still with no point to prove. And it took someone else to bail it out. Like how George came and bailed out Candace. I guess, she figured, she kind of got out of poverty when she married him. George, that's all you're good for. I hope you know that. Candace doesn't see you as anything more than a wallet. She gave you 4 babies. Who knows if they made them the right way? I mean, whatever. She doesn't care about anybody else's kids getting death threats and kidnapping threats. So, TPUSA acquired Brexit. Why didn't she ever say that? She never says that. She never mentions that. While she was collecting over $250,000 a year of a salary for some nonprofit that did nothing in Black communities about anything regarding conservatism at all. Absolutely nothing. Just a way for her to spend money on dumb things. Put some money in George's pocket. He couldn't even get anybody to buy Parler Inc. though. Funny how that happened. Funny how even Kanye West was like, no, I'm not buying Parler Inc. So it's safe to say that, you got some failures going on here. And she doesn't even want to acknowledge that. Whoo, child. All right, come on, you dumb demon. Finish up. Yeah, this freeze frame is epic.
Of the Lord. Well, enter this TPUSA board member named Paul Vallely. Paul E. Vallely. I want you to look at this guy. And he is exactly the kind of board member that I would expect to be involved with Turning Point Faith. By way of background, Paul E. Vallely was a military commander. He was a military commander for none other than the 7th Psychological Operations Group. That's already compelling for me, right? The 7th Psychological Operations Group. There were 6 before it. And what number are we at now? Okay, can we just take a second to appreciate that our military is literally running mind wars? Mind wars. And that's what he did. Our military is engaged in them. That's why I keep telling you, when you're on the internet and you're just being yelled at and they're just trying to break down your brain. They figured that if a bunch of people say something, you'll just follow the lead. That's what these bot farms are all about. I actually kind of subscribe to the dead internet theory, especially when I'm an X.
Yeah, because she has bots. Just so y'all know, Candace has bots. Of course, she subscribes to this dead internet theory. Candace has bots. Probably half of her subscribers are bots. Candace, you're not fooling anybody you have.
So I'm like, this is obviously run by the military. I've never seen the bots say we shouldn't go to war ever. And yet when I speak to people, nobody wants to go to war. So there you go. Anyways, back to Paul Vallely. Vallely did 2 combat tours in Vietnam. He was in Japan, Korea, Iraq, Israel, you name it, all over the place throughout Europe. And while he was serving, he collaborated with a major that was working under him. Okay. This major became his official research and analysis team leader. And his name was Major Michael. Look at those eyebrows. Unbelievable. Michael Aquino. They hit it off so well, Paul and Michael, so well that in 1980, the 2 of them decided to co-author a book correctly termed, aptly entitled Mind War. Now, who is Michael Aquino? Because this is where it gets interesting. Aside from being an intelligence officer and an expert of psychological warfare, just like Vallely, doing this on behalf of our military, he's also an open Satanist.
Exactly.
Honestly, I'm starting to think that being an avowed Satanist might be the very reason that he was welcomed into the ranks of our military. And I'm going to tell you his background story. That whole garb that he's wearing, by the way, this is Aleister Crowley. For those of you in the book club, those of you reading, we've been reading Chaos. This is what established Hollywood. You are not imagining it. This is what these people believe in. And in 1969, lo and behold, speaking of the book Chaos, when the military was just spiking the ball, psychological operations, moon landing, whenever you're ready. The Manson murders, whenever you're ready. All military.
Why is she just throwing out words? Red, balloon, whenever you're ready. Green, apple, whenever you're ready. Granny Smith, pies, whenever you're ready. Like, what the hell? Candace, oh girl, you get dumber and dumber the more we listen here.
Right. Anyways, 1969,
Ridiculous.
this guy Aquino joined the Church of Satan. And in 1969, he then rose through the ranks of that church as the Magister Caverns of the fourth degree within the church hierarchy. He became the editor of the publication, The Cloven Hoof, and he sat on the governing council of the Nine. In 1975, he left to form his own satanic church because just like other churches break apart, there was a schism. And the schism was because they couldn't establish the doctrine, because the Satanists were saying, like, Satan is an idea. And he was like, no, Satan is literal. And so they had the great satanic schism, you could say. He accuses Anton LaVey, who's the founder of the Church of Satan, of heresy for claiming that Satan was merely a metaphor and not an actual being. So I'm going to now let Michael Aquino, who's head of PSYOPs, along with Kyle Vallely, who's a board member, tell you what the goals were when he established the Temple of Set. Take a listen.
I just want to start out, I think, by clarifying and understanding the nature of what it is to be a Setian. Obviously, slightly different from a Satanist, but obviously you did spend some time with the Church of Satan initially. And just to understand what is the mindset, what is the philosophy of it?
Okay, y'all, why is she going over this? Why is she going over something about the Church of Satan? Why is she going over this satanic nonsense? Y'all, this girl need to be thrown into a mental health facility quick. George, you need to have your wife admitted. Like tonight. There's no way she should have survived this week talking about the Church of Satan like this. What is going on? Auntie Mimi says she needs an exorcist immediately. Oh my goodness, this is so demonic, Candace. Was there nothing else for you to talk about? You could have just read us a book. Dr. Seuss, pick one. Red fish, blue fish, green fish, two fish. Pick something. Anything over this. Anything else. Except the Egyptian plains. We're sick of that. You can't make this up. This girl sitting here talking about satanic nonsense. This is so demonic. This demon is just oozing out of your alien skin, you moron. Candace, you are such a drain upon humanity. Anytime the UK wants George Farmer back, let us know. We will happily deport his ass. Get you and your demonic wife the hell up out of here. We sure will. We will help them pack.
Of a Setian, what is that worldview like?
This is nuts.
The Temple of Set was originally thought to take the context of what our original satanic experience had been out of the Judeo-Christian mythology system. And harking back to the original Church of Satan days, we were looking really to find the nature.
Candace, I'm not doing this. Nope.
So what you see, of any sort for that matter.
So important to, rather than keeping up with daily news, be focused, actually, because even that is ADHD. You're distracted. You're talking.
Now, if y'all want to watch that part, you guys can. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I refuse to sit here and watch anything where someone is talking about church and Satan in the same statement. The devil is a liar. I can't do it. Sorry. You guys can you're more than welcome to go watch her episode on this on her channel. For that part, I cannot do it. I just can't do it. That's insane.
About a bunch of things. Let's actually stay on one topic and follow it to its end. And every time we do this, we end up here, where it's very obvious whether we're talking about Becoming Brigitte, we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein, and now we are talking about Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA and Faith and this guy that's on the board. We always land here. Okay, this is not a satanic panic. This is history. What he's referring to, and if you are my book club, we've spoken about this at length. I keep telling you guys about the Frankists that came, the Franklin cover-up that came to America. They say, oh, this was a fringe cult. No. These people have always been in power. They've been backed by the bankers. And what he's referring to, what they follow is the Egyptian Book of the Dead. They've kept this, okay? This is what they follow, spells, rituals, and they do believe in the self. They believe that they can make themselves gods by violating nature. So part of their ritual is to harm the innocent because that's unnatural. It's unnatural to harm a child, and that's what they're doing. I want you to know that. I want you to just put that in the back of your mind and to pay attention to that, and why I urge you guys to get your children out of these schools I really mean that, because we are, I think, as a society, waking up all around the world to the fact that these people have always been in power. And it's pretty scary that they've been in power, they're in charge of our military, psychological operations. So in 1986, regarding this guy, the San Francisco police began investigating allegations, not surprisingly, of sexual abuse in connection with the Army's Child Development Center, which is based in San Francisco. A girl came forward in 1987 and she identified him, Aquino, as the culprit. An investigation was launched. The police believed she was telling the truth, but they had to close the case because of insufficient evidence that was found. Even though she was able to describe the house where she was taken to, they said there was insufficient evidence. Now, it's worth noting that Michael Aquino was trained.
Where is this
Fort
leading to? I don't know why.
Fort Huachuca, as we've now established, is the
God.
hub.
So are you saying Mitch Snow is from the Church of Satan? Because he definitely looks like a good, member. Where is this going, Candace? This is absolute madness. Yeah, this was how she was all week. Oh man, Wednesday, Thursday episodes are gonna be something else. You can't make this stuff up. Candace, this is the problem. Because you've run out of ideas. Now you're just going the demon route. You and the devil are a liar. You can't make this
intel
up.
operations, and there have been a lot of scandals that have happened at Fort
Huachuca.
Huachuca. And man, did we all endure and survive a psychological operation when Mitch Snow came and told us that he saw Brian Harpole and he saw
no
Erica
one.
Kirk at Fort Huachuca in the days leading up to Charlie's assassination, different days. But man, we were going,
where's the evidence? Where is the damn evidence, you demonic alien? Taking up space on our planet. Where is the evidence, the proof that he saw Erica Kirk, Brian Harpole, or anyone else? Where's the camera footage, photos, evidence, eyewitness statements, proof, documentation? Where's the evidence? Because otherwise, he said that he saw. I mean, Candace, you claim you saw, dead people in your sleep. We don't have to believe that BS. You realize that, right, Candace? No one has to believe your dumb demonic bullshit. We don't have to believe that. We don't owe you that. You goon. So tell us, you Ewok, where is the evidence that Mitch Snow saw Erica Kirk anywhere on any military base or hotel at any given time? Why didn't he bring the hotel camera footage? Because you're recorded everywhere. Cameras all over the base. No surveillance video footage at all. You act as if these things don't exist here on Earth. We have cameras that record. And, you can pull that footage and use that as evidence in court when they get ready to sue the hell out of you for lying like hell. Because defamation. Another concept you have not grasped. Terms you won't define and look up. Probably can't spell either. And when she sues you, she's going to have evidence of where she was. Because I'm sure she has surveillance cameras at her home. Her neighbors probably have it. Her cell phone, sending off signals, pings on cell phone towers to track her location, because her cell phone will have a tracker in it. She would have sufficient evidence to prove where she was on September 8th and the 9th. Damn it. You're going to be the one in court stuck with that dumbass lie that you and Mitch Snow concocted up together. And instead of you paying him directly, you're having a fundraising for him for $250,000 for that dumbass lie that can land you in court, you demonic alien. And I hope Erica Kirk sues you. Erica Kirk, you're going to have to do something. Or else she's going to get more worse and much more demonic. And now half of hell is being unleashed upon the land. Because Candace is running out of ideas. Because she's not talented or smart or intelligent or anything. She's running out of ideas. And now she's talking about the Church of Satan. Erica Kirk, you're going to have to sue the hell out of her. You and TPUSA, y'all going to have to get it together. Call over there to France and ask the Macrons who are their attorneys so y'all can make sure you do it right. Because they're showing us all how it's done. I kept saying this. I said the Macrons are showing us how it's done. They figured it out. Why are we going to sit here and we got to go back and forth with this idiot? Taking her ass to court. Candace, they're suing you. And they're not trying to kill you. They want to sue you. They want you to pay them for the damages that you've caused. That's it. They want to mollywop you in court. And I will be here to report on it. You can't make this stuff up. So, no. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, oh my God.
What's happening? Why do we feel like the whole internet is screaming at us? Yeah, well, that's the home of Army Intel psychological operations, and you should know that.
No evidence on this stuff. No evidence.
Now should discuss why it's just so hard for Turning Point USA to stay away. I showed you this chart from these trafficking connections, and you're just not going to believe a relationship that they are not severing. I just find it weird.
It gets worse. I don't know.
They're having discussions about whether or not they should let Tucker speak on the stage.
Oh,
but I want to have discussions. Like if I'm a board member, I don't think they're going to consider me for it, but I'm open to it. Turning Point USA, I'm open to it. I'll shoot my shot. I would want to talk about some of these pastors that are welcomed onto the Turning Point USA stage. We'll talk about that more after a brief break. All right, you guys, I've spoken about Nimi Skincare before. It makes the process. Romania, I just wouldn't even fly over the country for a little bit. But I will say, Candace, at checkout. Now, I do not claim to be a public relations wizard. I don't do people.
Girl, stop. That's all you are about. Putting on a show because you're a clown. Yeah, we all claim that you're a demonic alien from outer space. I mean, you're the one that said you're an alien. We just added on that based on, what you really are. She's a demon. Can't make this up. Yeah, the last thing you want to do is use words like wizard, Candace, or Harry Potter. No. A witch, warlock, wizard. What's the difference? You can't make this up.
You are certainly not. If you've Google my name, you'll see. I don't care so much about it, but
Google your name and you still will not find a degree that she claims she's earned. 2 of them from one school within 1 year. 4-year degrees that takes 4 years to earn. No, she said she got 2 of them bad boys in 1 year.
I will say,
no degree.
If a 94 TikTokers were out there making videos about me, accusing me of trafficking children from Romania, I would probably do my very best to stay away from the theme of trafficking and to stay away altogether from the theme of Romania. I just wouldn't even fly over the country for a little bit. But not Erica Kirk, because she's got Andrew Kovac as her PR. And he's like really smart, live texting people getting caught, doing stuff behind the scenes, which is why she's soon going to be speaking with Greg Laurie's Harvest Church for Turning Point USA's Faith Make Heaven Crowded tour. Okay. I can show you that. I think we have that here on the website so you can see if this is a real thing that's happening. And they're partnering with the Harvest Church to do this. It says that she is going to be speaking in is that it live streamed in Orange County.
Candace, see, I meant to say you Ewok. Stop stalking Erica Kirk. It's not cute. You're a grown ass woman with boys club and 4 kids. That dude you married because reasons, his wallet, money, bullshit. And you gave him 4 kids. At the very least, be a better mom. Right now, you're just slacking. You're piss poor. Because there's no way you can say you're a good mom. And you're obsessing over Charlie Kirk, who did not marry you. And now, Erica Kirk. Because you're following everywhere she goes. That's the last thing we have to worry about is the Egyptians doing any of this. No, it's Candace. Candace is the one stalking Erica Kirk. Why is this a thing? Why is she pulling this up? She wasn't invited to speak. She's not invited to go. Why is she bringing this up? Why do you care about this?
Harvest Orange County Church. Now, what's wrong with this? In case you are wondering or have not heard what is going on with Harvest Church and Greg Laurie, here's an article which tells us that Greg Laurie, there's been a number of lawsuits filed against Harvest Christian Fellowship
Oh my God.
The founder, Greg Laurie, and also the church is related to alleged abuse of young men at a children's home in Romania. Okay, there's 12 lawsuits actually. The original lawsuit was filed in September by two men claiming that Paul Havsgaard, he is a former pastor and a missionary at Harvest Christian Fellowship in Riverside, California. So that's that area.
Candace, you care to, talk about Andrew Tate? Funny how he is in Romania, right? Yeah. Isn't he being accused of the same thing? Caught some criminal charges, lawsuit. Like, seriously. You're not going to speak on Andrew Tate doing that? Being accused of that? You're not going to speak on that? He likes to sue people because they said something. Not because it has any meaning in court. Just simply because, he doesn't like it. It hurt his feelings. Whatever. And yet she won't sit here and say, you know what? No, I don't think I'm going to sit here and talk about trafficking and all this other stuff. When Andrew Tate bragged about pimping girls out in videos all over the internet. And then wants to sue people who report on it. Not because it's false. You can't make this shit up. Candace, you're a hypocrite. The word of the month here in the LLC is hypocrite. That is what this demonic alien is. Y'all, look at this freeze frame. It's epic. This freeze frame is epic. Candace, this is because I'm the queen of YouTube. Oh, God. The hypocrisy overfloweth. It overfloweth. While she's stalking Erica Kirk now. Because Candace Owens is stalking Erica Kirk. You can't make this up.
They're all from Colvette's from there, that area. He's from Santa Barbara, actually.
She didn't like girls.
McCoys are from there. And they're alleging that he abused them at a children's shelter in Bucharest, Romania. The allegations include children being tied to radiators, being made to kneel down on walnut shells, being touched inappropriately, and being pimped out for sex. Now, the number of litigants, as I said, has risen to 12. And the law firm that's representing the survivors said in a news release that they're expecting 23 former residents of the home to bring complaints. The most recent complaints were filed in November. The court documents claim that Greg Laurie and the Harvest Christian Fellowship sent funding to Havsgaard, which they obviously did send funding to him while he was there, and they were negligent in supervising him while he was there, despite reports of abuse. And so he's offering back that, oh, well, that's a pastor that we were funding. It's not the entire church. It's not fair to come after the whole church for what Paul Havsgaard is being alleged to have done. I'm saying this is just too many times.
Saying nothing.
For me.
Nothing.
I don't know about you guys.
Girl.
I'm getting Romanian trafficking fatigue. Okay? I'm getting Ukrainian, Romanian trafficking fatigue. It just can't be.
Yeah, if she's got fatigue, it's because Andrew Tate is giving her that fatigue because that's what he is being accused of doing. Trafficking, prostitution, pimping, and all this other stuff. He's got all the boxes ticked off. All the boxes are checked off, Candace, with Andrew Tate. Because for some reason, the real bad guys are the ones you are a coward when it comes to. Like Megyn Kelly. The queen of coward. You guys can't point out wrongdoing to save your lives. You're a coward when it comes to an Andrew Tate. Someone who pimps out women. Like, if you weren't married to Boys Club and you still wanted to sit here and kiss Andrew Tate's ass, he would disrespect the hell out of you. You probably would be one of his little hoes standing on a corner in Romania. Because that's how big of a coward Candace is when it comes to Andrew Tate. So no one is responsible for that fatigue, you heifer, except you. You don't want to grow a spine when it comes to somebody like an Andrew Tate. But you're trying to force accuse someone else of doing something like this. Based on what?
All of these military people that are adjacent to the military, go out there in a place where they're perfectly safe. Actually, they're quite immune to prosecution because that's the deal that gets struck up between the governments is like you can do whatever you want on your base. And I'm going, what the heck is going on here? So I reached out to some people that I know, and I say, what is this strand? I don't know much about the military. Why does this keep happening? And what they told me, and this is also proven currently right now, a bunch of South Korean women have filed a unprecedented lawsuit against the United States military for the same thing, for running a brothel where they are stationed in South Korea.
God.
And so what they are telling me adds up. It's tracking. What they say is, okay, think of a military base anywhere in the world. You have a bunch of men who do not have regular access to women. So in those circumstances, and you also have a bunch of people that are, at the top of that military who, I don't know, maybe could be a bit like Aquino, some satanic tastes. Anyway, they tell me is that they will typically send someone out who will be a woman. So think of like a Ghislaine Maxwell to go out and to find them, their interests, their tastes, young women that can be manipulated. That person will often describe themselves as a casting director to go out there and to tell the women to come onto the base. Once they're on the base, anything can happen to them. Like I said, they are afforded no protections from their government, and our government is not going to prosecute the men that do anything on that base. That's how the typical deal works. And yeah, I don't know. Just like from a PR perspective, I'm not so concerned about why it is that Tucker Carlson, who just believes that we shouldn't get involved in wars, just like Charlie believed, is speaking at Turning Point USA. I am kind of concerned why all of these pastors who seem to be rehabilitating pedophiles are welcomed. I just feels like I think easily to say we're just not right now. Greg.
Wow, coming from the boneheaded demonic alien with no brain that interviewed Andrew Tate and defended him twice. Candace, you defended him twice. What are we talking about, y'all? She trying her best. He ain't even distancing himself from her. Is he? Kanye West doesn't want anything to do with you, Candace. That's priceless. Y'all know she never spoke about his apology to a Jewish rabbi. Candace, when the hell are you going to speak about that? When are you going to talk about Kanye West apologizing to a Jewish rabbi? Why don't you take a cue from that? Let's see you follow the leader. Why don't you do the same thing? You brag about Kanye West any other time. You can't say anything about him apologizing to a Jewish rabbi. They better come up in your lineup next week, you heifer. If you're going to sit here and listen to my show, learn something, you thunkhead. Why don't you say something about that? Say something about Kanye West apologizing to a Jewish rabbi. Why don't you tell us your metadata and where you and George Farmer were on September 10th? Hell, September 8th, 9th, and 10th, since you want to go there. Because, George Farmer's starting to look like some of these kids in that crowd out there at UVU. Yep. I'm just going to throw up photos and say, oh, is this George? Is this George? Is this George? George, is this you? Boys Club. Yep. We can do that all day. I want to know exactly where George Farmer was on September 10th when Charlie Kirk was shot. That's what I want to know. Yeah, we all want to know, Candace. Where was he at? What was Boys Club?
Glory, until we get to the bottom of whether or not your church was more involved than these people are alleging. Because it's interesting that he's not saying it didn't happen. He's saying, well, it's not the whole church, just this pastor. Anyways, we'll continue to follow that lawsuit, but I find that to be pointedly absurd. And this is Turning Point Faith in a nutshell, which I am an enemy of. But if you would like me to do your PR too, here, I'll shoot my shot. You can pay me. I'm definitely, I think, more capable of an Andrew Golbat at this. And I will tell you to just stop doing that. I'll just maybe just stop working with creepy pastors. That would be a start. Not a finish, but it could definitely be a start. Anyways, before we get into some of your comments, I do want to acknowledge the fact that Scott Adams, the creator of Dilbert, died 68. I mean, what a brave battle fought. He kept up his show every day as much as he could when he had the strength to. On X, we were all watching it, and he did say that he was coming to the Lord before he passed. He lost his battle with prostate cancer. He was just 68 years old, so it's very sad. And I think I shared with you, everyone has stories about him and in their political life. And I think about that magic of the Charlie Kirk moment and the Kanye tweet. And like I told you, watching Scott Adams explain it on a little whiteboard of what had happened when these two things were not supposed to happen. Entertainment is speaking and politics, and now he's ripped a hole in the universe. And so Scott Adams gets to see Charlie first, and he was a very honorable man. And I just wanted to acknowledge that. And for all of his loved ones that are going through this, it's very hard. Even if you're expecting it, it is very hard to go through. So say a prayer for Scott Adams and his family. We're going to take a brief break and we'll be right back. All right, you guys.
Lord, we made it. Candace, you're still a dumb demon from hell. Like, you can't make this up. Y'all, we made it. Oh, we got here. We made it. We made it to the end. Oh my God. Candace, you are insufferable. That was not nothing she said is genuine. Not at all. Not at all. This is absolute madness, Candace. You're stalking Erica Kirk, keeping up with her, doing all these, talk about PR and all. They're not hiring you, you heifer. They're not putting you on the payroll. They don't want your expertise or your advice. They owe you nothing. I don't even know why Erica Kirk flew out to Tennessee unless it lands in a lawsuit. Good grief, girl. Come on, Erica. We all waiting. We all waiting on that lawsuit to drop. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. I don't even know what else to say. This is from Monday and Tuesday, right? Oh, Candace, I can't torture the LLC tonight any longer. It's been 3 hours and 35 minutes. 3 hours and 35 minutes. I can't torture them. But tomorrow we're going to do episodes Wednesday, Thursday. Well, I hear you get worse. Boy, this is unbelievable. Candace, just because you want to sit here and low-key tell us all that you're a part of the Church of Satan does not mean that you get to force your nonsense and demonic buffoonery on all of us. Nope. We want to know where George was on September 10th when Charlie Kirk was assassinated at UVU. What was George Farmer? I want to know his exact location. I want his coordinates. I want the coordinates, the metadata from his damn phones, all of them. Because George Farmer probably got like 3 or 4 phones. One's strictly for Boys Club. One of them is strictly for the Boys Club. The other one's for Candace. And the other one's probably like business, whatever that is. I want all the metadata from all phones. God, you can't make this out. Candace is losing her mind. Y'all dragging lady speaks evil the money reprobate. Oh, Candace. Even the Luxers here in the LLC where, I'm queen of the YouTube, all can see exactly what you are. You're brainless, dumb demon from another planet. She does not belong in this realm, people. Return to sender. Girl. Oh my God. This is ridiculous. I learned nothing. except I learned how Catholics view purgatory. There you go. But that came from my Luxers, Candace. That's not because of you. You taught me nothing. As always. You never teach anybody anything. What you are doing is posting up what you're reading. That's that. But otherwise, we learned nothing out of this. And they tell me it gets worse. Yeah, I have not seen the episodes this week because I wanted to have just a raw reaction with you all because I cannot watch her shows by myself. I can't do it. I literally, if I couldn't go live, I couldn't see it. It's just that simple. So I want to thank you all for sitting and suffering in silence with me. Shout out to the Luxers. You guys are the MVPs for suffering with me in this. Just saying, for LLC, we'll do it. For the queen of the YouTube, we'll do it. Oh my God, y'all. That was something else. I can't believe you guys are so awesome. You guys chose to do this again with me twice. Some of you have seen this twice. I love you guys. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Let's get some comments in. Oh God. This is crazy. She wants to be a part of the Satanists. Exactly. The Satanists can have her. Just don't come back, Candace. You go over there, that's it. Once you've sold your soul, that's it. You're done. I just don't sell the kids' souls, okay? Don't loan it on layaway or anything like that. Leave the children out of it. But if her and George Farmer wants to sell their souls, bye. I wish he would get deported for real. Like I'm seriously like low key hoping he gets deported. That's what I'm hoping for. Let his ass get deported. Can't make this up. So, oh my God, worst resume ever. I know. Candace is a grandiose narcissist. Yep. Be prepared. It gets even crazier if that's possible. Is it possible? Good child. It took too many prenatal vitamins. Yo, we should really demand alibis, donor lists, phone and chat records from Candace and Candice and George. We should. We should. Candice, we want the surveillance camera footage. We want to see when George leaves and comes home and all of that. If he's got any maroon shirts, we want his metadata, text messages, call list from the phone company. Not some crap he can make up with an app. You know, like how you do fake text messages and all. Now we want his from the phone company. You can't make this stuff up, child. I mean, demonic doofus. Oh, well done. Candice, you're a demonic doofus. You alien. You can't make this up. And she here talks about peeling. God. She's fictional. Maybe she wouldn't bleed. No, y'all, aliens bleed purple blood. It's, you know, or green. It's got to be green or purple. It's certainly not anything of what we expect as human beings. Nothing that we have flowing through our bodies. You know, I you know, Candace pees in the bed. Like I think Candace still pees in the bed. Who sits here and harpers on demonic visions and dreams with dead people? Who does that? Unless you pee in the bed. This girl still wets the sheets. I mean, you know, probably why George doesn't sleep in there with her. So only time she sees him was when it's time to procreate. George, I'm hot. Only time they see each other in that house when it's time to procreate. Are we having baby number 5? No? Well, I'll see you next year, dear. Y'all, he is not studying her at all. She's probably begging for him to come out the closet or from underneath the bed. George, stop scaring the kids. I choose to be the boogeyman. Oh, you gotta laugh at these two doofuses because it's not. They're gonna give you a headache. So when George is running and hiding from Candice, because you know he does not want date night. He does not want date night with her. He'd rather have boys' night out. When he's running and ducking and hiding in the house from Candice, you know, the only time they really see each other is when it's time to procreate. That's it. Like, but is it that time? The yeast infection has calmed down. You know, it's very hard to get past that. You know, a pregnancy is it's not sustainable with the yeast infection. It's in the way. Your yeast infection is causing a rift. It's making it harder for me to just enjoy it all. Smells like baked bread. Molded cheese and cabbage. I can't do it. Yeah. Oh, Candice, you can kiss my ass, girl. Candice smells like baked bread, molded cheese, and old cabbage at the same damn time because that yeast infection just won't go away. Candace, if you get to tell the courts this to try to get money out of somebody, I get to laugh about this on my YouTube channel. Oh, God. Y'all, George be hiding in the house, trying to avoid that date night. He's like, oh, the agony. Oh, we're having a baby. Okay, we'll I'll just get the paper bag ready. I'll just put it on your head. We'll have to get through this. Y'all know he's thinking about George Michaels the whole time. Can't make this up. Yeah, you can kick rocks. You hear me? No one has roasted you in a whole week. So I'm here to do it. Oh my God. Yeah, he's thinking about George Michaels. You gotta have faith. You gotta have faith. I don't know. Is that the same one? There might be another singer. Is that George Michael's? You gotta have faith. And then he turned around in that MTV video, and then he just showed his butt in them jeans, just switching side to side. Is that the same guy? That's the one he's thinking about. Oh, good Lord. That's why I said that comment she shows from her comment section, and the next one is Pretty Wild Think It's Thursday. So we gotta check out the comments on Thursday. Y'all remind me tomorrow when we check out Thursday's episode. You gotta watch because I never watched the comment stuff, because all it is Candace's narcissism on display. She only reads comments that kiss her ass because the bots and the cult members have nothing else to do. It's their job. It's to flatter her. Oh, Candace. That question you were asked about those degrees. When the hell are you gonna show those degrees again? Can't make this up. That's George Michaels. He was hot. Yeah, he was. Oh, he was hot. And George Michael's just like, George Farmers. I the women were not in the lineup like that. It is what it is. But that's who George Farmer's thinking about. George Michaels. Jermaine Stewart. Y'all, let's get Jermaine Stewart up here. Candace. Since you like to stalk Erica Kirk, I don't know why you feel like that's a good idea. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea, Candace. At some point, you're going to learn to leave this girl alone because she's not stunning you at all. You don't care what the hell you do. Y'all tell Candace hello. Y'all tell Candace hi. Boy, girl, boy. Let me tell you something. Candace. This is what happens when you allow that yeast infection to take completely over. You don't even try to shave or anything. You just go raw dog it. Put on a sweater. Put on a sweater to let everybody know exactly what I am. This is it. Boy. Why are you stalking Erica Kirk? Oh, she's going to be in this seminar next month, you all. What are you doing? She's not giving you a job. I think it's time, Jermaine Stewart, you talk about getting a job, like a regular job. Something where you have to actually show that you have a brain. Candace. You grifting on YouTube is getting old. When you start talking about satanic nonsense, you all know what type of audience she's gonna draw in while she's sitting here oogling over the Church of Satan. Like, now she's gonna get all the ghouls and witches and warlocks in her comment section. It's like all the fans of the Mason family is gonna be in Candace's comment section in her live streams now. That's the audience you're drawing in. You might want to think about some things. Boy, that sweater is something else. Oh, George Farmer equals Timu CK5. Hello, Candace. Candace, they're telling you hi. Oh man, y'all. Is that my This is Jermaine Stewart, y'all. AKA Candace Amber Owens Farmer. If that's her real name, who knows? It might not be. Might be Scooby-Doo. I think Candace's real name is Scooby-Doo Jackson. The fifth. Like, you can't make this up. Scooby-Doo Jackson the fifth. So Wednesday and Thursday's episodes, I guess going to be interesting. We'll check out the comments on Thursday's episode tomorrow when we go live, you all. I do plan on doing a live stream for the second channel, the Lady Luck Club with Sweet Tea. That's going to be where, we go more gossipy and tea and getting to the wings of things over there. Let loose a little bit more. You know, just chill and talk about it, whatever. And what I wanted to talk about over there is, this young man that lost his life in Florida, named Tyrone, I think Davis Jr. And the whole thing is so suspect. It's just crazy. So I want to talk about that over there on the second channel with the sweet tea. And so got a couple videos lined up to check out relating to that. So if you guys can tune in, do so. I don't just live stream to the second channel because that's what it's going to be about. But I appreciate you all tuning in. I've had fun. I don't know what else to do but laugh at Candace at this point. You definitely cannot take her seriously. That's just, we can't take you seriously, Candace. We can't. You dumb demon. Now you want to see her talk about Church of Satan and all the stuff, glorifying this crap, putting it on your channel. You want people to watch this crap. Why? I don't know. I'm not watching. So, like I said, the portion that we missed, you guys can go check that out in her video. But I just want to thank you all so much. We will be back in tomorrow. I missed you guys. It's been a crazy week. Shout out to you, Pat Brooks, for the 1999 super. Thank you so much. Hey, Lady Luck, I missed you and glad to catch another live. What did she do to Gary and Jason's channels? My understanding, they're being tampered with. They couldn't go live for a while, for a couple days, I think. I don't know if that same thing happened again to Paramount Tactical, but that's my understanding. And shout out to CC for becoming a member of the LLC. Thank you all so much. Y'all tune in tomorrow. I don't set up the live streams because I never, when I do that, then it's never on time. So we're gonna go live and do the other 2 episodes. Y'all get ready to bring your popcorn and Kool-Aid because all we can do is laugh at this point. We just got to laugh at this clown. Y'all, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. Hit that like button on the way out. Drop your comments. Share the content. Let's get these views up. Because, yes, let's get the views up. Candace, you're a shit show at this point. We're just going to laugh and watch you. That's it. So, y'all tune in tomorrow, and I will see you in the next one. And until then, Lady Luck Club out. Deuces.